New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Hey, Allison, thanks for coming in. Fountain City Vintage. I assume that's Knoxville, maybe. Hey, all those beauties, vintage memories. Welcome to round two of this postcard unboxing. We had a great time last Friday. I went through a lot of postcards, but there's still a ton to go through, including a couple of albums that I still have. So we'll use the same format as last week. Everybody seemed to enjoy that with the different choices. Hey, Lillian, thanks for coming in. Hey, Don. Hey, Vintage Memories. Hey, Nat Cole. Big Orange Express, that's my brother. Thanks for coming in, Dave. Uh, anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and get things set up to get started. Oh, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And in addition to Sign on Whatnot, it's on a bunch of other online platforms. Also have 3 antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever coming through Knoxville, make sure you stop at either Bearden Antique Mall or West End Antiques, both in Knoxville. They're just about a mile and a half from each other, or at Granny's Attic in Clinton, Tennessee, which is just north of Knoxville. And if you happen to be coming through in the fall, 1st of October, they always have the big antique festival in Clinton. Then in the spring, which is usually around April, they also do another one. So those are a lot of fun. Hey, Atomic Kitty, Wild Card, Stock Dave. I'm not sure who I was here on last Friday when we did this. Same format. Let me go ahead and get the, hey, Bookends, welcome back. Hey, Lay, let me go ahead and get the camera turned around here. Move it over. Oh, let me show you what we got today real quick. So, bunch of newly pulled out boxes here. Some new albums as well. So, we'll just be pulling handfuls from here, putting them on the table, going through them. And let me show you the table layout over here. And we will do it exactly like we did last Friday. Let me see if I can move. I always try to set this up for the camera, and I use my video camera, but I guess it shows a little bit more wide angle than Whatnot does. So let me move things over just a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'll pull 5 cards for each of these spots up here, show them. Then we'll put 10 on the table. Then we'll run a 45-second auction. I'll show as many more as I can to add to those 10, as long as people are bidding until the clock runs out. Then you'll get all the ones in the stack that'll be here, plus you can choose one stack from up top. So people had fun with that last week. So let me change glasses to my reading glasses. Stinks getting old when you have to have a pair of glasses for everything. So, hey, Mala 106, Abley Sibley's, man, Lit Sarah, Julie McIntyre. So let's go ahead and start. Hey, Grandma Sherry, welcome in. Let me go ahead and just pull some from one of the boxes back here. And we'll use this to build our stacks of 5 up top here first. So based on last week, and I have no idea what's in these boxes, the majority of them seem to be from the early 1900s on up through the 1950s, but most seem to be in that early 1900s time frame. So we'll go ahead and pick our 5 for up top in slot 1. Oh, and the pennies just represent after a stack hasn't been picked for 3 rounds in a row, I'll pull it to the side, and then at the end of the show, we took all those and started an auction for $1. So here we have, looks like maybe a St. Patrick's Day postcard. So that is 1. Here's a happy birthday postcard. That's number 2. So far, these have both been posted. I'm not going to count this one because it's got some wear along the edge. So that's still 2 there. Here is 3. That is Looking Down Church Street in Hebron, Connecticut. Unposted. Here's number 4. Some kind of water wheel here. The Old Town Mill, built in 1650 in New London, Connecticut. Also unposted. We'll put 1 more in this stack. That's the entrance to the East Boston Tunnel, Maverick Square. Oh, let me turn on this light here real quick. And also unposted. So that'll go in stack 1. So if you win the main auction out here, you can pick that one. Or here is stack 2. This is the New York Hippodrome. Undivided back, 1905. Cool Ben Franklin stamp there. Hey, Dry Creek Trading Company. Hey, TMD. Hey, Diamond Branch Resale. Thanks for coming in. Here's Harbor, New Bedford, Massachusetts. Number 2. Here is Soldier's Home in Washington, D.C. There's 3. There's the Columbian Hotel in Thousand Parks, New York. And these postcards, based on last week, they not really in any particular order. There's no telling what we'll pull out. We pulled everything from holiday postcards to topographical postcards to found a couple of Halloween postcards. I don't know if there's any more in there or not. Let's see. I think that was 5. So that'll go in stack 2. And then finally, sorry about that. For stack 3, we got the post office in Detroit, Michigan, 1909. Here's one with the message. You are getting well rested. Hope you're getting well rested and having a good time too. And somebody's house, it looks like. Number 2. Number 3 will be well, I'll tell you what, that's a duplicate, I believe. So we'll set that one aside. On your birthday, I wish the most perfect happiness. So a birthday postcard. If I can get it separated here. Yeah, that one's pretty thick. So there's 3. 4, another birthday greeting. Thank you, Lillian, for that. And here's a New Year's postcard with a couple of deer on it. So that makes 5. All right, so those will be the ones, if you win, you can choose from. We'll go ahead and get 10 down here, and then we'll start a 45-second auction, and then we'll go from there. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody that's come in here. Hey, our Michelle, anybody I missed, appreciate you coming by today. This is going to be number 1, and it's a Christmas greetings postcard. 19, can't quite see the date, but looks like it was written in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. Here's another Christmas bells postcard. Oh, and just for anybody who wasn't here last week, this is a Tux postcard, and it's got a American Red Cross Christmas seal on it in addition to the sticker. These were all pulled out of a farmhouse in East Tennessee near Greenville, and it was a really cool house. There was so much stuff in there besides postcards, so I'm hoping to go back and get some more. I think he may have some more postcards and other ephemera as well. So in addition to postcards, I had quite a bit of ephemera that I'll probably be running next Friday. So make sure you bookmark that show as well. Here's the Mount Herman School, undivided back. This one said, time flies on just as fast, though the war clouds seem so dread, and soon the storm will be past and peace will shine in its stead, and we'll all be glad when Johnny comes marching home again. 1918, so towards the end of World War I. I think that was 5. And then here's the Millbrook Inn in Millbrook, New York. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat too, so. And here's something in East Northfield, Massachusetts. It's the Pochard Brook, undivided back. And looks like here's some kind of park in Meridian, Connecticut, Mirror Lake, the Cascade Playgrounds. 1907, another undivided back. And then here's the Vanderbilt Hotel in Syracuse, New York. I'm assuming that's part of the Cornelius Vanderbilt family. And here's the Hunter Teppan Company's building in Syracuse, New York. Hope y'all enjoy looking through these as much as I do. Even if you don't buy anything, I love looking through postcards, ephemera in general, but postcards are especially fun. You never know what you're going to find. Here's the Common in Framingham, Massachusetts. Tell you what, I'm going to just go ahead and finish this little stack out, and then we'll start the auction. This has some glitter on it, if you can see back there. This is the scene in a public garden in Boston, Massachusetts, and posted there. Here's the Southern Pacific Railroad Bridge crossing in Sacramento, California. This did come out of a scrapbook, it looks like. Here's the high school in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Hey, welcome in, Time Tunnel Collectors, Pedal Friend, Breholtz 289, anybody else I missed. We are going through postcards that came out of a farmhouse. All right, so there's our initial stack right here. And then what I'll do, let me grab a few more. Well, this should probably be enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get this first auction pinned. And then we're going to start it for 45 seconds. I'll keep throwing cards on here as long as they're bids. If you win, you'll get all the cards in this stack plus one choice stack up there. So, hey, I buy West Virginia. And so here we go. Let's see, start auction. We want to go for 45 seconds. All auctions will start at $5. And then not sudden death. All right, here we go. And we're off and running. So this is the Library of the New Britain Institute in New Britain, Connecticut. Undivided pack. I'll try to go fairly fast so we can get as many in your stack as we can. That's the State House in Providence, Rhode Island. Here is the Barrington House in Barrington, Massachusetts, dated 1905. Here's the railroad station in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. Here is Laurel Beach looking south in Milford, Connecticut. 10 seconds left. If you keep bidding, I'll keep throwing them down. Here's looks like just a best of luck one. Hyacinth, Florida. All right, and that's the last one in that stack. Thank you so much, Bookends. Do you want stack 1, 2, or 3? Let me one. That was easy. And I already have your sticky note from last week, so we'll start you a new stack. And we'll put 5 more up here. We'll pull pennies from these stacks, so each of these will have 2 more before they go in the dollar stack. All right, so here's our next 5. Welcome in DJ Nana. Zach cost 10. Anybody else I've missed? It's always so hard to know where the word breaks when you're looking at people's names. So sorry if I butcher anybody. So here's a birthday card that's got, looks like a hummingbird on it. 1919 maybe. So there's one. There's Columbus Circle in New York. Somebody's removed the stamp from that one. 1914. We won't count this one. It's got a really big crease in it. Boston, Massachusetts, entrance to Subway. So here's number 3. New Haven, Connecticut, the New Haven Green. Am feeling good and getting along fine, Bill. A man of few words. We'll put a couple more up there. Congregational Chapel in Windsor, Connecticut. Hey, Aging Rocker Mom, Marble King. Anybody else I've missed? Let's see. And here's the National Bank of West Virginia in Wheeling, West Virginia. 2 1-cent stamps on there. Long message. We'll throw one more up there. And here's Cooper Hospital, Camden, New Jersey. So 1907. Lithochrome made in Germany. All right, so there's stack 1, 2, and 3. Those will be what you'll get to pick if you win. Let me grab some more out of the box here. Let me go to a different spot. We'll see what we get. All right, so let's put our 10 down. And this is going to be an aerial view of the Ocean Forest Hotel in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's 675 miles south of New York and 735 miles north of Miami. So there's one. Here's the Dixie Lane Motel. That is right down the road from where I live here in Knoxville. I do not think this hotel's there anymore. Dixie Lee Junction is completely different than it was even 5 or 10 years ago. Oh, it looks like we're into several Knoxville postcards. Here's White City Court, Kingston Pike in Knoxville, Tennessee. I do not know where that is. I'm guessing it's not there either. I think that was 3. Here's the Cozy Corner Restaurant in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, America's finest strand. And here's another scene from Myrtle Beach. Here's the Lord Ashley Motor Court in Charleston, South Carolina. I don't know if anybody from Charleston knows if that's still there. So many of these hotels are gone now. Here's Formations in Fairyland Caverns. That's in Rock City. which is not too far from me. That's up around Chattanooga. I really do appreciate everybody stopping by on this Friday. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Looking forward to 2025. Here is the Royal Arch Oak in Florida. Not sure how many we'll do. We'll do a couple more here. Make sure we get at least 10. Here's Lake Lure near Tryon Bay. We saw some Lake Lure postcards last year. It was really, really hit hard by Hurricane Helene, I know. Here's a chrome, so a little bit newer. This one is Sunshine City in St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, I think that's probably 10. So let's throw one more in there. So here's the Airliner Motel. That one is in Selma, Kansas. All right, so that's at least 10. So let me go ahead and run next. And then we will start throwing them down again. All right, here we go. Here's the Barbara Blunt Hall at University of Tennessee here in Knoxville. Here's the Southern Depot in Knoxville. That is still there. We actually did the turkey trot on Thanksgiving, and it started right in front of the Southern Depot. Here's Gary's Duck Inn in Orlando, Florida. Thank you, Grandma Sherry, for the bid. Thank you, Millicent Memories. We won't, well, I was going to say we won't count it, but we're just throwing them down. So I'm not going to spend much time on that. That one has a crease in it. This one's in really bad condition. So actually, let me just throw these because those three in a row were all in bad condition. Here's Main Street Bridge and Falls in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I'm not sure what this is. This is Spokane Canal Company in Spokane Valley, Washington. Here's the pier in Casanova, New York. Here's the dining hall at Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts. Trying to go fast to give you as many as I can here. Here's something in Massachusetts. And let me go ahead and I had this last one in my hand, Millicent. So the Boardman Manual Training School in New Haven, Connecticut, 1909. And then do you want 1, 2, or 3 from up top? Let me know if you need to see a stack. Number one is popular today. And I also have your sticky already written from last week. I don't know, did any of you here who were here last year get your last week? I can say that next week, last year. Did any of y'all already get your postcards that I sent out? I think I mailed them on Monday. So with the holiday, I'm not sure how quickly they got there. So here's our next stack for spot 1. We got Main Street Elms in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, 1917. Here's the Marion and Polk County Bridge in Salem, Oregon. Here is Mount Tom from East Hampton, Massachusetts, 1908. Here's the Old Inlet in Bellport, Long Island, New York, 1906. Hey, welcome in, Not My Sister. Anybody else I've missed? I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing all postcards today. We have some albums we'll go through later. Looked like there were some pretty cool albums. I didn't really look at them that closely to see what was in them, but I know they were cram-packed full. All right, let's do one more. I start talking and I'll lose my count. Here's some school in New Milford, Connecticut, the Wington Sugg School, 1908. All right, you know what? I forgot to pull those pennies there. All right, so here we go. Let's get our 10 down. So this is going to be the Connecticut Hospital for the Insane. It might still be there. My guess is it's called something else now. Looking north from the Long Bridge, Pleasant Valley, Connecticut. There's 2. Here's the Methodist Episcopal Church in Winstead, Connecticut. Undivided back. Looks like a couple of chromes here. Looks like rhododendrons or azaleas 1. Azaleas and a white dogwood. That's in Florida. Here is Rock City, the Fat Man Squeeze. Looks like there's a couple of those, so let me just set them aside. Oh, this one's cool. Here's some people roller skating. Round and round the rink they go, swinging lightly to and fro. Here's another Lord Ashley motor court. I think we saw one of those a second ago, but we'll go ahead and put it up there. These look like maybe some of the springs in Florida, if I was guessing. Yep, Weeki Wachee Springs in Florida. It's like one of the mermaid shows, I guess, there. And then here's the air view of St. Mary College and Academy near Leavenworth, Kansas. Appreciate everybody coming by. Sorry if I'm missing you. Have a hard time watching the chat, talking, and going through postcards. But that one was Cypress Gardens. Here's the Alamo Plaza Hotel Courts. Be curious how many of these we get through today. I mean, I've still got a couple of boxes that haven't been pulled out yet. So we'll probably have enough for at least one more show. I'm doing more general ephemera next Friday. So maybe the Friday after that, we'll come back to these postcards, depending on how many we have left. Here's the Triangle Tourist Hotel, 40 units in, I'm not sure where it is, but in any case, oh, Meridian, Mississippi. There we go. It's on the front. Let me throw one more in there. Actually, I got 4 more here. I'll go in and throw all these in the first 10. Here's a real photo postcard of the U.S. Post Office in Longview, Texas. It does have some, if you can kind of see, some wrinkles there. So, and then this one has some wear, but it says, my present address is Camp Sevier, Greenville, South Carolina. A little later, it will be somewhere in France. So World War I postcard there. I'll throw this in. I mean, it's just a chrome. It's got a bad corner. So, and then finally, we have the post office Fairweather Hall at Maryville College in Maryville, Tennessee, also right down the road from me. All right, so there's that. Let me go ahead and grab another stack from back here, and then we will start the clock. Let's see. Let me just pick a different box we haven't picked one from yet. How about here? All right, so we're going to start this 45 seconds. I'll keep throwing postcards down. As long as you're bidding, you'll get everything in the stack here, plus your choice of a stack up top. So here we go. Run next, and it's running. Here's Mount Hood from Portland, Oregon. My daughter lived in Vancouver, Washington, and could see Mount Hood from her apartment. Here's Nob Hill. Undivided back. Here's the post office in New York City. That one's cool. They don't make post offices like they used to. My post office looks nothing like that. Here's a private suite at the Biltmore Hotel in New York. The Woolworth Building in New York. Too early in the show for me to already be tongue-tied. Here's the Public Library in Providence, Rhode Island. Here's the River Drive and Tunnel in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Grandma Sherry, thanks for the bids, everyone. We still got 7 seconds. We'll see if we get any more bids. I'll keep throwing them down here. Here's the Residence of Lake Merritt in Oakland, California. Here's beautiful scenery in North Dakota. I'm going to go as fast as I can for these last ones. Here's Washington Park and Music Hall in Cincinnati, Ohio. And bookends took that one. All right, 1, 2, or 3 bookends. Number 2. Number 2 gets saved from going in the dollar stack. And we will stick this in bookend stack over here. All right, so number 3 is off the table. We'll run that at the end of the show. And let me fill my pennies back up here. And then we'll put 5 new ones in those spots. Tell you what, let me go ahead and do a giveaway. I'm going to just pull 5 off the top here, and this will be your giveaway. Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati, there. Here's Chicago, Illinois, Logan Monument, Lakefront. Here's another of the Fat Man Squeeze. Here's the post office in Detroit, Michigan. And then here's the Providence County Courthouse in Providence, Rhode Island. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and throw one more in there. This one's cool. It says "Neath the Pines." It's a gold postcard. And so that'll be the giveaway. So let me go ahead and get that started. Here, let me go over here. Giveaways. All right, that's running. So giveaway will be those 5 or 6 postcards there. So make sure you get in. And then here's our ones for up top. Here's the Philadelphia terminal, railroad terminal. Here is the land title building in Philadelphia. So looks like we're building a Philadelphia stack here. Here's the post office in Philadelphia. Here is the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. So there is some rhyme or reason to some of these when I go through them. Here's an old Virginia road. That one's got a pretty bad crease, so we won't count that one. Actually, this one does too. So let me we'll go ahead and put this one in number 2 as well. This is the Rose Terry Cookhouse in Winston, Connecticut. And then for number 3, we have the Methodist Episcopal Church in Tarrington, Connecticut. Hey, the Lassa IPX, Exo Star Girl. Hey, Turner, thanks for coming in. For anybody just coming in, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. We're going through postcards that I pulled out of an old farmhouse a couple of weeks ago. We won't count this one. It's got some discoloration up here. So that's still, this is number 3. This is the Casco Bay, Maine Halfway Rock Lighthouse. Actually, that's not the back of that one. That's the back of that one. And then here's the Negro Island Light in Camden, Maine. And then we'll stick one more in there. This is the Regatta on the Connecticut River in Springfield, Massachusetts, 1909. Lithochrome from Germany. All right, so there's those. Let me get my 10 out here. So here's On a Hike. Looks like World War I era postcard. Some of these do have some staining, it looks like. Yeah, that came out of whichever box I just pulled them out of. Here's an evening at the Cliff House in Seal Rocks in San Francisco, 1911. Oh, that's cool. It's got a postmark for the World's Panama Pacific Exposition, 1915. So cool postmark on that one. Or cancellation, I guess. Here's the Maple Street in New Britain, Connecticut. It's also got some staining at the top. Here's the YMCA at Torrington, Connecticut. Maybe I could play YMCA on my nose flute. For those of you who've been with me before, at some point during the show, I'm sure I'll pull the nose flute out and play it. So here's the White Beach House in Crescent Beach, Connecticut. Undivided back. This one's cool. Cascade Lake and Talek, Lake Tahoe, California. In their, I guess, lake attire there, 1910. Here's the Providence Public Library in Providence, Rhode Island. I feel like we've seen a couple of different ones of those. Here is Market Street looking west in San Francisco, California. Hey, Margaret Bednar, thanks for coming in. Here is the Bald Head Cliff in York, Maine. 1907, undivided back. Here's the Normal School in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Let's see, I'm not sure how many I'm up to, but we'll go ahead and just throw a few more in there. Here's the College Hall at Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts. Every man at Smith's. She bade him goodbye with a tear on her cheek, but a smile in her eyes. She bade him goodbye. With relief did she sigh. He had been there a week. She bade him goodbye with a tear on her cheek. And that was written on October 23rd, 1909. All right, one more, and then we'll get the auction started. Here's Market Street. Look, I think we already done that one, so let me do another one. Here's Coney Island. Oh, that's cool. So Coney Island, Dreamland, Shooting the Chutes. So I guess it's not a roller coaster, but just something with ice that you went downhill. 1907. All right, so there's those, and let's go ahead. Here, I need to pull some more out here real quick. Hold on. Well, let's pull some from here. All right, let me run next here. Hey, Mary 2024, and those are running. So here's King Street, Union Depot, Seattle, Washington. Here's a private residence grounds in California. Congratulations, Margaret Bednar. Pilgrim Memorial Monument in Provincetown, New Hampshire. Baptist Church, Flushing, Long Island, so New York there. We'll keep them coming as long as y'all are bidding. Here's the high school in Northampton, Massachusetts. Here is the Grove, Seaside Park, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Oh, looks like bookends may take it for 5. Collinsville, Connecticut. All right, good get there. 1, 2, or 3 bookends. Hey, Climax Comics, thanks for coming in. Anybody else I missed? All right, number 1. Bookends. Let me put that in your stack. And let me write down Margaret's name here real quick. Margaret Bednar. All right, I've started your stack. And let's see. All right, here's our 5 for up top. We've got the view of Naugatuck River at Torrington, Connecticut. We have the new Roper Hospital in Charleston, South Carolina. This one's Rome, so one of the first foreign postcards we've seen, I think. Wow, they wrote a lot on there. 3. Here is another foreign postcard, Grindelwald, Wetterhorn. I guess it gives the 3,708 meters. And here's number 5. Oh, wow, look at this room. And I'll throw one more in there. Fontainebleau. All right, so there's stack 1 now. All right, let me pull a few more here, and then we'll go ahead and get it started. Hey, Copper Chop, TJ Lau, anybody else I missed? We are going through postcards from an old farmhouse in East Tennessee that I got a couple weeks ago. Hope to go back up there and get some more stuff. I don't know how many more postcards they have, but this place was just jam-packed full of all kind of antique and vintage items. What we're doing today is we're auctioning off postcards. I'll put a stack of 10 here. Then once I'll start the clock, start laying them down, you get everything that's in this stack, plus your choice of 1 stack up there. So let's go ahead and build our 10. Here's the view from the summit of Mount Tom in East Hampton, Massachusetts. Here's Hotchkiss Grove, the John Morton Postcard Company. Here is First Presbyterian Church in Brunswick, New Jersey. And then there's St. Peter's Church in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Here's some kind of cathedral or something from another country, maybe France. Here's the Marymere Reservoir in Hubbard Park, Meridian, Connecticut. There's the back of that one. Here is Flanders Store and Post Office in East Lyme, Connecticut. And then here's Virginia College in Roanoke, Virginia. Here is St. Michael's Cathedral in Toronto, Canada. Private postcard. And here's Harassing the German Rearguard on the Somme. So you got British patrol came up on a German machine gun post. So World War I there, 1916. It's got cool postmark there. Just another foreign cathedral. That's pretty cool there. And then here's something looks like from France. Here, I'll do a couple more and then we'll get it started. This is the Valentine series, or Valentine's series, Dole or W. Wow, look at all those stamps on there. Somebody had postage due. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents postage due. So we'll do one more and then we'll get it started. Here's something, I'm not sure where this is. It says S. Francesco Assisi. So maybe Italy, somewhere like that. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get the next one started here. And 45 seconds. And I'll keep throwing them down as long as y'all are bidding. Here we go. This is Palermo. So I guess that's Italy. There's some kind of train stuck in the snow. I hate to be on that train. It's a little mix of everything. These are, I mean, I'm pulling these out exactly the way I found them, and there is no rhyme or reason, it seems like, to how these were in the boxes. There's some kind of Asian. Yeah, so it's got Asian characters on the back. Oh, another one here. These are very colorful here. Oh, Tux. So we got some Tux postcards. Here's another Tux postcard. And then here's something at the flying cage at the Zoological Park of New York, I believe it was. Here's another New York Zoological Park, the Golden Pheasant. Got some more zoo ones coming up if you want to see them. Got one more in there. So this is the Boathouse Restaurant at the New York Zoological Park. So got some Tux, got some zoo ones in there. 1, 2, or 3. Now, welcome in everyone. Number 2. So we will do that, and that. And these will go in bookend stack. You're getting a big stack over here, bookends. All right, so now we need to fill up top. So here is a mule deer, antlers and velvet at the New York Zoological Park. Here is the sea lion pool and portion of Baird Court at the New York Zoological Park. I think that's the most in a row I've pulled out of the boxes that are all the same subject. Here's the window of the sleeping room. It's some kind of prison in East Granby, Connecticut. There's 3. There's Long May She Wave. Not sure how many stars that is, but let's see, early 1900s. So does anybody remember? Let's see, it would be like 40. Ooh, what is that? Maybe like 46. I can't remember. In any case, there's another one of the Asian postcards. And we'll put one more up there. And this one's Rome. Hey, DGW Seuss. Welcome back. Doing exactly like we did last week. So let's see. We have our 3 stacks up top. Let's go ahead and get our 10 on the table. And this is the Baptist Temple in Philadelphia. Here's the Soldiers Barracks and Parade Grounds in Fortress Monroe, Virginia. Did you see one lonely soldier walking there? Here's the Cove at Lover's Leap in New Milford, Connecticut. We have been where I have marked. Oh, so they've been in this tree and here, and I don't know what exactly they were marking there. 1907. So there's 3. There's the Commerce Group in Canada. 4. Here's the Boulevard, Revere Beach, Massachusetts. View of Rimmon Pond, Seymour, Connecticut, 1907. I love the stamps. A lot of these Franklin stamps on here, but we have seen some different ones. Seen some cool postmarks too. Here's Plain Mit each Ada at Collinsville, Connecticut. Was fun, great fun. So a little tourist postcard there, I guess. Another foreign postcard. I guess that's the Palace of Fontainebleau. And here's another of the same thing. An outside view. Actually looks like we got several of these. Let me go ahead and get through any of these and then we'll start the auction. Because it looks like we got quite a few. So make sure these stay together. So all these are that same palace. Here's another one. And here's another one. So we'll get a few more than 10 in the stack to start with this time. All right, I think that was it. So there's our stack we'll start with. Let me grab some more out of the box behind me. Hey, Schmidt Auctions, thanks for coming in, Marla. Let's see what these are. All right, run next, and here we go. This is Madeira. Another Madeira. Saint Michael's in the Azores. And you are welcome to make fun of me in the chat for my pronunciation of words. Here's Napoli. Is it Napoli? I think it's Napoli. Looks like we're into a batch of foreign postcards here. Oh, here's cool. This one's the Sphinx. Unfortunately, it does have some wear across the top, but still a cool postcard. Here's Pompeii. All right, Millicent's Memories. 1, 2, or 3 from the top. Thank you, Schmidt Auctions, Marla. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that jazz to you as well. We've gotten lots of good feedback on the podcast from when you and Lillian were on the show, so really appreciate y'all joining us. All right, so this one is now going to the dollar stack. And that one we give one more chance to, so let's pick a couple more stacks for up top. Hey, Hen, thanks for coming in. So this is going to be another foreign postcard. Unless I can clearly read it, I'm just going to start saying foreign postcard. The Capri, it's a cave, La Grata. So somewhere. That's got some really cool color in it. There's 3. Or here's 3 rather. Here is 4. And here's 5. And we'll put one more in that stack for good measure. And then for number 3, we have another foreign postcard. Oh, that one's got a cool stamp on it. Ottomanan? Not sure. Does anybody know what country that would be? That's cool, though. Very cool stamp. So, hey, Snook Smile. Here's another one from the Azores. Thanks for the share there, Marla. Here's a garden at Ponta Delgada. And if anybody has any upcoming ephemera shows, feel free to stick those in the chat. A church at the Lake of Furnace in the Azores. So we've had several Azores here. This is Brussels, I think. And we'll do one more, another Brussels. All right, so there's our 3 stacks. Let's get our 10 down. odd ephemera train tomorrow. I'll have to check that out. If for those who don't know, and pretty much most people in the ephemera category do know, Marla and Lillian, Penguin Boss, and Schmidt Auctions, they are the train conductors for most of these special events on whatnot in the ephemera category, and they do an awesome job. I used to do it with Lillian, and Marla and Lillian have taken it to a whole nother level at what it was when I was involved. So they have a lot of creativity in what they put up, and they're a lot of fun. So here's Rome, the Colosseum. Here's Rome. So definitely in a batch of forum postcards here. Um, Damas, another forum postcard. Another forum postcard. Here's Switzerland, I think. Well, Schweizer, no, maybe not. Yeah, Luzerne. I think that's Switzerland, if I'm remembering correctly. Mountains. My daughters have probably hiked in those mountains. They went over and did the Tour de Mont Blanc a couple of years ago. So here's Palm Beach, Florida. So back in the good old U.S. of A. Now. Let me go ahead and put a few more in here. Actually, we had the one Florida, and now we're back to foreign again. This looks like maybe the Holy Land, just with let's see, Egypt. So yeah, Middle East, Cairo. Let me do two more, and then we'll start it. This is the streets of something. I think it's also Cairo. And then finally, um, the chamber, I don't think that stands for mortuary, but it's anyway. We visited these rooms yesterday. So, all right, let me go ahead and get this started. And we are off and running. No, we aren't. Now we're off and running. I'm just going to go through these as quick as possible. Foreign, Paris, Paris. My fingers don't work as well as Popeye's do when I'm showing postcards. So a lot of Paris postcards. These all appear to be part of the same series. All these are Paris. Paris. All of them are unused. They look like they probably came out of like a souvenir pack or something. Paris. The Louvre, I think. The Louvre. Here's Paris. All right, Millicent's Memories. And you'll get this last one. It looks like the Opera House, maybe. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Millicent's Memories. Number 2. All right, so that retires that stack. So we're starting to build up a pretty good little stack to auction off at the end for $1. And we'll fill those. Let me grab some more. These stacks go quick, but I haven't even made a dent in what we got back here. Let me just pull from this box. We haven't been in it yet. All right, so we got some newer ones here. It looks like this one is the Citadel in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So there's one. Here's a Puerto Rico. Here's another Puerto Rico. They have a new address. I have been to San Juan once. We went on a cruise out of there. The Saddle Inn Hotel and Restaurant somewhere. Here's the Botanical Gardens in Sydney. We'll do a couple more. Here is this one has some like little red stains on it here, but it is from 1909. And I'll throw one more in this stack. Here's the Kentucky Dam. That's just over the border here in Tennessee, from Tennessee. So there's stack 1. Then we have Paris, Notre Dame. There's 1. There's 2. These do have just a little bit of a like curl to them. These couple here. Number 3. Number 4. Oh, this one's cool. I don't know who. Oh, it's David. So we ran into some of these last week. They're like biblical figures, and this one's David here. It must have been from a play, potentially. So there's 4. We'll do a couple more. Here's the Shore Walk in Savin Rock, Connecticut. And one more. Nice, France, I believe. That one is a Tux postcard. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and get our 10. Hey Taker 39, Harmeg, a retro game store, Kim's. Thanks everybody for coming in. Anybody I've missed. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we're doing postcards today that came out of an old farmhouse. Here's Paris. So we'll do our stack of 10 here. Here's the Soldiers Monument in Naugatuck, Connecticut. Here's the home of shredded wheat, Niagara Falls, New York. Here is harbor scene in New York. I can't read what boat that is, but it's a boat coming into the harbor or leaving the harbor 1. There's 4. Here's number 5. This one says sincerely something Janet. I can't read it. I assume she was maybe a celebrity of the day, but anyway, there's 5. Here's Manila. Guess that's Philippines. I assume those are the cherry trees over in Japan, maybe. There's another one of those from that series. We've seen several of these. Here's the Kanyana Hotel in Nikko, Japan. I'll go ahead and do a couple more here. This one does have a little tear out of the corner, but that's the Emperor of Japan, I guess. His Majesty the Emperor. That one's got a cool back. Look at that. It's a shame it's got the little tear. I guess actually it's full. It's almost torn, not quite, but I'm going to leave it folded down. And then we'll do one more and then get it started. Here's the Tropical Reflections cast at Sunny Isles, Florida. One of those must be a little bigger size. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think it may have been hooked on that corner. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and run next. And that's going. So here's Lincoln Road, America's most famous exclusive shopping area in Miami. Here's Fishing is Good in the Northwest. You got salmon, all kind of salmon there. Here's Looking West from Shepherd's Dell Dome and Columbia River Highway in Oregon. Here's Fish Ladders, the Northside Bonneville Dam in Washington, Oregon. I'll keep throwing postcards up as long as we're getting bids. Here's Mount Adams in Washington. Here's Greetings from Grandstand, Nebraska. Anyway. Then here's Topping Giant Spruce. Here's another Paris postcard. And I had this one in my hand, Millicent, so it's something Victor Hugo Museum, maybe. All right, which stack? I bet I know which one you want. Number 2, that's what I figured. I know Millicent likes the Tux postcards, so. And make sure you're giving Millicent's Memories a follow. She has some really good postcard shows if you're a postcard person. All right, let's get our 5. I got to get me another stack. Oh, let's pull from, let's try right here. All right, so first off, this one does have some creases, so we won't count it, but that'll be the first one for stack 2. That is a 1961, so a little newer there. These look to be a little newer. Here's Laguna Art Festival. Yeah, these are chrome. Hit a batch of chrome here. Los Angeles. There's Joshua Tree. Here, I'll put a We'll do a couple more in this stack. That is San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. Save the Earth by U.S. Well, surely that's not Save the Earth, but anyway, by U.S. bonds. Let me put one more up there. And that is Air View of San Francisco. So some California ones in that one. All right, let me go ahead and we'll see how. It does look like we have some chrome coming up in this one, so we'll see how it goes. And run next. I didn't do my 10. Tell you what, don't bid. We'll just let this one run through because I need to put the 10 down. I forgot to do that. So here's United DC7 mainliner. And here's the bus depot in San Diego. So as I mentioned, don't bid on this one because we'll start it again once I get the 10 cards down. Here's Governor's Mansion. Yeah, for anybody coming in, don't bid on this one. I accidentally started it before I had the cards on the table. Here's Mount Washington, a boat. All right, so this one is in Paris. There. Here is U.S. Highway number 9 in Schroon Lake, New York. It's from 1960. Is that the Grand Canyon, maybe? Nope, that's Waimea Canyon in Hawaii. I haven't been there before. I've been to Hawaii, but not to there. And there's Kauai Inn. This one's, I guess it's kind of a postcard. It's more like a card, but we'll leave it in there. Here's the Empress Hotel in Victoria, Canada. And here's Greetings from Fort Lauderdale. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a few more in this stack before we get it started. Here's some pelicans. Here's some parrots. And then here's a Florida pelican. All right, so let me go ahead and get this one started. And it is running. You're bidding. Oh, hold on. $5.45, 10. Start auction. All right, so you're bidding on everything I'm putting in this stack plus your choice up top. So here's Royal Palms, Florida. Not sure where that is. Crane Cove. Here is Clock Tower on the boardwalk in Daytona Beach. Seen that before. Just a picnic scene. Here's a real photo of Hotel Dumeath in Bonita, Florida. Looks like we're jumping back into some older ones here now. Here's Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A lot of Florida postcards, which that's where Lillian lives. So, Fort Lauderdale. All right. 1, 2, or 3, Lillian. I'll be writing your name down here. Number 2. And you're very welcome. What those were. All right, let me grab some more so we can. Oh, number 3's done. So we'll put. Oh, that was my dollar stack. I'll just make this whole stack the dollar stack. I was like, what are these postcards? And it was the ones I'd set off to the side, and I pulled them back over again. So I had like 4 or 5 more that I had to run next time, but I just put them in the dollar stack too. All right, so let me build my ones up top. It's on the island of Kauai. I don't think I've pulled from this box yet. You know what? I need to plug my phone in. Give me just a second. I need to grab my power thing. Here, while I've got it unplugged, let me just show you real quick behind me here. So this is, we haven't even really made a dent in anything. I'll tell you what, around 2:15, we'll do um, album. There's a lot of stuff in the albums. So, and yeah, it is. Wow, Cat's Dance Mom. These all came out of a farmhouse in East Tennessee, and I really have no idea what's in them. Last week, we found a couple of Halloween postcards, tons of stuff from the early 1900s. That really seems to be the majority of it. As we just saw in the last little bit, there are some chromes, in. There's basically everything from real photo, undivided back, all the way up to linens, chromes, and everything in between. So, all right, here we go. Let me get my cord out of the way so I'm not hitting it. Sorry for the shaking there. All right, I think that'll be good. Yes, it is a Tennessee collection. It came out of Tennessee, so close to Greenville, Tennessee, to be specific. All right, so here's real photo. Residence of somebody somewhere in Illinois. So that's going to be, these are going to be the 5 for spot 2. Here's Mount Sugarloaf in South Deerfield, Massachusetts. Here's Little Boar's Head in New Hampshire. Here's Memorial Hall in Columbus, Ohio. And here is Lover's Leap in the Illinois River from the Big Elm near Ottawa. I'll go ahead and throw one more in there. The Great Northern Hotel in New York City, 2 blocks from Central Park. So there's 2. And then for 3, we have Brighton Beach Hotel in Coney Island, New York. Real photo, it looks like. Yeah, so this one has the 4 triangles in the corner. So I think that's 1904 to 1918 on the Azo brand real photos, something like that. I know I'm close. So real photo of a lake. There's another photo postcard of a street scene. And that one also has the 4 triangles up, so same time frame. Here's Satan's Kingdom, looking north in Collinsville, Connecticut. So this one does have some tearing across the top. And then here's the Farmington River. And we'll go ahead and do one more in there. 1908, East Northfield, Massachusetts, Ruelle and Holton Halls. Another tux, by the way. So that's going in stack number 3 there, Millicent. All right, here's our 10. This is a gray day on the meadows. And then we have New Haven, Connecticut, and Morris House Lighthouse Point. And there's a good mix of like posted and unposted on all these. Newton, Massachusetts. I'm really interested like who collected these because there's just like randomly thrown together. They never really sorted these to any great extent. You'll find a few like runs of ones that are the same subject, but for the most part, they're just all over the place. Here's Lake Station and Lake Sunapee, New Hampshire. Look at that writing there. Here's the Honeywell Gardens. I think that's what it says. Wellesley, Massachusetts. Oh, I like this one. Brink of American Falls, Niagara. I know Niagara Falls postcards get made fun of sometime, but they're still cool. Entrance gates to Manor School in Stamford, Connecticut, 1907. Here's the Old Homestead, copyright 1904. I've completely lost count, so we'll just put a few more up here and then get it started. Here's the Adirondack Mountains. Somebody looks like they're getting ready to go fishing, maybe. My dog just came down for a visit. Here's the Old South Church in Boston. Tell you what, we'll do 2 more. And here's Lovers Retreat, East Northfield, Massachusetts. And then finally, here is Stratton Hall School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. Isn't that where they make Coors beer as well? Golden, Colorado. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. Well, the door you heard opening was actually my son, but all right, here we go. Run next. Remember, you're bidding on these 10 or these however many there were, everything I throw in the stack plus your choice of one stack up top. So here we go. And that is off and running. Here's a foreign postcard. Here's Palmer Park, a lighthouse in Detroit, Michigan. Must be on one of the Great Lakes. Here's Horseshoe Falls from Goat Island. So another older Niagara Falls there. Here's Soldiers Monument in Worcester, Massachusetts. Here's the Hotel Baltimore Lobby in Kansas City, Missouri. Here's American Falls from Goat Island. Here's some more Niagara Falls. Oh, this one's cool. The Common, Amherst, New Hampshire. That one does have the stamp. Somebody took the stamp off. Here's a Rocky Point in Long Island, Connecticut. Here's Old Huguenot House in New London, Connecticut. Here's the Ninth and Paseo Fountain in Kansas City, Missouri. See if I can throw a few more in there. High Rock in Lynn, Massachusetts. High School in Westfield, Massachusetts. Try to get you as many as I can in here. Indian Neck, Bradford, Connecticut. And there, the Path to Summit of East Rock in New Haven, Connecticut. Here's Moonlight on the Connecticut River. Somebody wrote the date 07 on there. This one has some stains. It's a Yellowstone, though. All right, and then the last one, the Tea Room in the Prince George Hotel, New York City. So, and number 3. And that was Bookends. All right, so let me pull that one and that one. And let's see what we got now. For our next 5, we had Fort Hale Park in New Haven, Connecticut. Here's the United States Mint in Philadelphia. Here's Blodgett's Landing, Lake Sunapee, New Hampshire. Here's the Immigrant Station at Ellis Island, New York. Here's a Detroit, Michigan one, Belle Isle Park. And then Conant Hall and Shops, some college, MN maybe, Durham, New Hampshire. So whatever college that is. And I'll put one more up there. This is a real photo, but it does have like a little damage here, and then it's got a crease. But that's the Pittsburgh Fuse Manufacturing Company in Gallery, Pennsylvania. So really cool postcard. It's got a note written on it, and it's got a couple of postmarks. All right, so that's for number 3. All right, let me grab some more. I'll have to keep that in mind, Margaret. I have been to, actually, I don't know that I've been to Ellis Island. I've been to the Statue of Liberty. That's different, right? If you just go to the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, I've taken the boat out to the Statue of Liberty, but I think they just said there's Ellis Island out there. So, and welcome in everybody. If I know I haven't been doing real good at looking at the chat. So that's cool. I'll have to keep that in mind if I go back up to New York again. I used to go quite a bit for work, but it's been a while since I do this full time now. I don't travel as much. But yeah, for anybody just coming in, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So running through postcards today. Next week, I think I'm going to do a similar format, but I'm going to try it with just like ephemera in general. I have so much ephemera in my garage that I've got to clear out. So it's going to be kind of a purge show to get rid of a lot of stuff. And once again, I have no idea what all I have. Whoops, why is my battery showing? Huh. Let me make sure it says it's charging. Well, hopefully it'll go up and not down, because it says it's charging, but my battery's still going down. Let me unplug it, and plug it back in. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, here's the Pledge of Allegiance. And this is pre when they added One Nation Under God. I know my mom always talks about, like, they talk now when they remove, yeah, it probably is overheating. They talk now about when they remove One Nation, everybody gets, freaked out about it. But she said it was really weird when they first added it because I think it was in direct response to communism. It seems like I read somewhere. Here is Big Ridge State Park in Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, yeah, I've been there before. That's on Norris Lake. And if you're from Ohio or Michigan, you might come to Norris Lake because they really advertise, and it's amazing how many people from Ohio come there to vacation. Here's Cherokee Dam, Jefferson City, Tennessee. All right, it looks like it's going back up now. It actually went to 20%, so we're going the right direction. Here's the Equinox in Manchester, Vermont. Here's Temple Square in Salt Lake City, Utah. Whenever my daughter and I were driving back from moving her back from Vancouver, Washington, we were going to go to Salt Lake City, but we ended up just going to the Great Salt Lake. We decided we didn't want to take the time to drive all the way into Salt Lake City. Here's Dresden, so a foreign postcard. Here's getting into some Rock City, Lookout Mountain here in Chattanooga, just south of us here in Knoxville. There's Lover's Leap. There's the C7 states. You can stand in one spot and see 7 states. Here's the Swing Along Bridge. And I'm terrified of heights, so I always put a death grip on the rails when I walk across those. Real photo of Sagawatha Landing in Bantam Lake, Connecticut. And then there is the Broadmoor Hotel and surroundings in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I guess that might be, Canada. I was going to say it looks French. So, yeah, that's a Canada real photo, at least real photo type postcard. Let me do a couple more, then we'll get it started. Here's Vancouver, Canada, the City Hall. And then we'll do this one. Oh, Banff. So my kids have all been to Banff, or not all of them, but most of them. I think 3 of them have been to Banff, maybe. All right, so you're getting those plus whatever we can get in 45 seconds, and here we go. So here's Banyan Tree, St. Petersburg, Florida. Here's St. Petersburg, Florida, the Sunshine City. This looks foreign, maybe. These are Canada, I believe, maybe here. Yep, Montreal, Canada. Quebec, Canada. I don't know which city, but in Quebec. Here's Quebec from the river. Can learn a lot about geography with these postcards for sure. There's the Parliament Hotel. Here's a real photo of some sort. Looks like maybe redwoods. Look at the guy down here. It looks so short. Yeah, the giant redwoods. Here's the Guild House in Hampton, Connecticut. Real photo, home of Mrs. William H. Ham. All right, bookends. And there's Technical College in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And number 3. Let's see, we'll do one more and then we'll do an album. So stick around for that. So let me pull these, and this one's going to go over to our $1 stack. So at the end of the show, we'll run all these that haven't been picked, starting at $1. So let me go and fill these. Aerial view of the business section, West Palm Beach, Florida. Hotel Pennsylvania in West Palm Beach, Florida. That one is Sunshine Skyway in Florida. So another Florida postcard. I think all these are Florida. Here's the post office in Tampa, Florida. That one's a linen. Let me do one more. And there's Plant Park at the University of Tampa. Yeah, I guess my phone's definitely struggling to keep up with the charging here, so might have to go borrow my wife's phone at some point. All right, so for stack number 3, here's the aerial view of Tampa, Florida. Looks like another maybe 1950s, 1960s chrome, 1955. It's funny, I think of chrome as being newer postcards, and they're like 50s and 60s. So here's Tallahassee, Florida. I mean, I still feel like the 80s was, like last year, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on it, and I may have to switch to low power mode, but for now it's doing okay. I can also probably dim it, but it's kind of waffling between. Tell you what, I may disappear for a second. I am going to turn the brightness down a little bit. There we go. That should help some. And I'll go ahead and throw this one up there too. That's Poland Spring, Maine. All right, so now we need our 10 for down here. So this person's, I guess, hiking, and there's where all they can go. Norway's 14 miles, Denmark's 23 miles, China's 94 miles. I have let's see, signpost in Maine. So that's in Maine. Does anybody know where that signpost actually is in Maine? This one is also Maine, it looks like. Maine. All these are postmarked Maine, so I'm going to assume these are all Maine chrome postcards. So this lot will be in honor of Maine Auction Company. How about that? Yep, another Maine. So then we jump to New Orleans. So about as far from Maine as you can get. World famous Canal Street. This one does have some creases and such in it. Oh, this one's cool. The City of New York, Bird's Antarctic ship of Century of Progress, Chicago, 1933 World's Fair. And that would be, it's postmarked 1933. So yeah, this was the official souvenir of the World's Fair. Here's Buckingham Fountain at night. This one does have some wear there. Golf Clubhouse, Watch Hill, Rhode Island. Then here is General Warren's statue at Little Round Top in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I'll go ahead and get through this stack here, and we'll make that the quote 10. Here's the East River Tunnel in New York. That's cool the way. Has anybody been through the East River Tunnel? I have not, I don't think. I might have, because I've ridden the subway there, but you don't know really where you are. Here's the White Mountains. Here's Real Photo, Main Street, West Indian Orchard, Massachusetts. It does have like a few little nicks along the edge. 19 something. Here is Concord, New Hampshire, Main Street. And after we finish this one, we will switch over and do an album. So here's City Hall in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And here's Souvenir Postcard, New York and Berlin. And then here's the U.S. Post Office in Syracuse. So pretty good start there. Definitely a lot more than 10. Let me go ahead and grab. Let's see, where do I want to grab from? Let's grab from here. All right, let's go ahead and, hey, April, thanks for coming in. We've actually seen quite a few Canada postcards today. So, all right, here we go. We're going to run next. 45 seconds, and here we go. Real photo of a shipping port, 1913. I don't know if that's flooding. I guess that's flooding. So here's Lake Placid Golf Club. First and last house in Land's End. Here's another Land's End. Yeah, all these are Lands' End, unless I say otherwise. So it looks like this was probably some kind of set as well, maybe. What bookend's got that one? Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just throw the rest of these. There are like 5 more of those Lands' End ones. So you will get those. And number 3. All right, so let me see how many albums I've got back here. Let me move these out of the way. I think those will be fine right there. All right, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell you what, I'm just going to pull the one off the top. So we'll do this one first. So let me go ahead and take this off. Well, unwrap my cord here. All right, so as you can see, I mean, I'm guessing a critter chewed on this. That's what it looks like. We'll see if it affected the postcards inside. But pretty cool graphics on the front here. It says U.S. Mail postcard album. It's got a picture of looks like a cherub or an angel delivering the mail. So, yeah, you can see down here. At first glance, it does not look like it got into the postcards at all. So we'll see as we go through the pages. So let me go ahead and start showing this and we'll see what else in here. We have Easter happiness be with you. And at least based on the first page, I don't think any of these are going to be glued in. They all appear to be, slid in. Here's Port Chester, New York. Here's for a home run. Somebody trimmed that one down, it looks like. All right, so now we get into the ones in the album. Here's North Charles Street in Baltimore, Massachusetts. Then we have the bird of the season. I'm not going to try to take these out to show the back. It would probably just rip the little strips there. Here is Rose Garden in Elizabeth Park. Here's the Great Baltimore Fire in 1904. No, I was going to say it has a crease, but that's just part of the picture. So that's the leftovers from the Great Baltimore Fire. Here's the Fifth Avenue Arcade in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Here's the beachfront in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Well, Spokane's Great Restaurant. Then we have Riding Animals, the Indian Elephant Gunda at the New York Zoological Park, 1908. Looks like a trench from World War One, maybe. And then here's Hats Off. Along the street there comes a blare of bugles, a ruffle of drums, a flash of color beneath the sky. Hats off, the flag is passing by. Blank spot there. This one does have some wear, it looks like. Hampton, Virginia, Virginia Hall. And then this one is something, a dining room at Davenport's restaurant. Pretty cool scene there. Here's the Baltimore and Orlando. Is that what B&O is? I think Baltimore, the B&O Bridge and Tunnel under Maryland Heights, Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Well, there we go. Whatever that one. Oops, sorry. That's my finger. So you have like the moon, I guess the man in the moon here, and it says a quart and a pint. And then here's Washington's inauguration. Here's the school battalion at Hampton Institute in Virginia. And there's another one. That one does have a crease in it there. All right, we have some more loose ones here. Here's a real photo of something in Raymond, Maine. Another real photo in Raymond, Maine. This one also looks like it's going to be a real photo from Raymond, Maine as well. Some lake. I don't know what. Oh, Tamp something Tosi. Let's see. It's whatever camp that is. Another real photo of the Metropolitan. Oh no, model of. So I don't. Yeah, this is an exhibit at the museum. But it's another one of the ASOs. And then this is like glue. It's not a postcard. This is like a piece of paper, and it's glued to this strip here. Hood's Photos of the World. So, oops. Well, actually, it wasn't glued. It popped right off. But you'll get that. Ooh, now this one's cool. A Chicago White. This one might be worth some money here. You got Comiskey, so the owner of the White Sox, a string of world beaters. Eddie Hahn, right fielder, White Sox world champions. Wow, that one probably good there. That's who knows? Maybe I should have looked through these, but anyway, here's Satan. Why the hell don't you write? I guess that's what that stands for. Here's a railroad car. Yeah, this one's got some really good ones in it. Just like the albums we found last week, but that baseball one's probably one of my favorite postcards we've seen. Black Americana. So definitely some bonus ones in here that are not stuck in the album. Here's the Log Chateau of the Signory Club. It's a duplicate there. Something Club Gardens. The Dining Patio. That one's the swimming pool. Wow, look at that. That's a cool swimming pool. Yeah, to anybody just coming in, we're going through this album right now. We're going to auction it off here in just a second. I'll just need to weigh it and get an entry put in for it. Entrance patio. There's a fireplace. That was Jefferson's dining room. And then this clock. And then here's an orphanage. Oh, it looks like mostly African Americans. It's a that's cool. It's a band. Let me get it where there's not a glare on it. This one does have some creasing in it though. Then here's I'll lend you anything except my wife. 2 kinds of chickens are raised in Hampton, Virginia. Last week I was starting them before I finished looking through them, but there's not many pages. I'm just going to go ahead and show all these since we found some really cool ones in here. That White Sox one was really cool though. Elephant. Here's Drop a Nickel, Please. And then I Wonder If It's Love. Try to show that. Yeah, they ate whatever critter got into these. And like I said, these were in a farmhouse. They seem to, for the most part, left the postcards. So that one's nice too. 2 Native American maidens, I guess. And then here's Use the Bell telephone when servants fail you. Here's a Happy Christmas. And then here's another Happy Christmas. Sorry for the glare there. Here's the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. And here's off Wiedersehen. That one does have a little tear at the top, but it's a railroad station in Hartford. Here's something, date, features of travel. Not sure what that says. But look at, so look, you got the cool car, the railroad, and then the railroad, and then the ships. So different ways to travel there. The Elm Tree Inn. That one's got a crease in it, it looks like. Here's the Concord Lighthouse. Here's Portland's newest and most popular hotel. There's the New Manhattan Bridge. Here's a torpedo fleet, so military there. It's a lot in here, a lot of really cool ones, so I'm not sure what that is. This one says, many women have good husbands who are good for nothing. And then this one says, I'm out hunting for a squaw. That reminds me, I must write to those people for a policy on my car. So I guess this is insurance advertising here. Then here's Looking Up Park Row in New York. And then here's Buckrow Beach, Virginia. Let's skip for a trip to the seashore and all the world ignore. And then here's another one. It's got a different saying on it. Getting close to the end here. There's Booker T. Washington. Sorry about my finger there. There's Pittsburgh Hospital. That one's got a tear in it. I'm trying to point out any defects in these, but I may be missing some. I mean, overall, they look, I would guess fair condition would be probably the best way to describe them. I know a lot of those in the middle that were loose were in really good condition. There's Whitehall at Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. Definitely some like African American interest stuff in here. Whatever that is. Building at the something, electric building at night in Buffalo, New York. There's a boy's prayer. And here's Washington at the Battle of Princeton. So we've had 2 George Washington postcards in here. Here's the Bayshore Hotel in Buckrow Beach, Virginia. So another one from there. Ooh, here's a Halloween one. Ding, ding, ding. The Halloween Cauldron. So you got a Halloween one and a baseball one in the same album. Here's the Academy, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Here's North Main Street, Port Chester, New York. And I think this is the last page. So, Port Chester, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, I guess a couple of the highlights. And this one looks to be in pretty good condition. Like I said, I'm not going to try to take them out. But it says the Halloween Cauldron. The firelights gleam by the moon's pale light. In the cauldron's steam on Halloween night, all the ghosts and goblins greet your sight. 1912. John Windsor. So you had that one, and then, oh wow, I turned right to it. And then you had a string of world beaters. Chicago White Sox, Eddie Hahn, and then there's Comiskey, who Comiskey Park was named after, I guess, 1907 as well. So anyway, let me go back to the beginning. Let me get this set up in here. Let me set that there. All right, let me go to the shop. Let me add a new listing. Create temporary listing. Tell you what, let me weigh this real quick. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 to 3 pounds, but just so I make sure. I'm going to have to dust best off the table here. Actually, 1 to 2 pounds, we can call it. So, It doesn't really matter for y'all because shipping's capped at $8.77 anyway. And as you can see, the album itself obviously has some condition issues. So we will call this, let's see, this is ephemera. I'm gonna put fair condition for the condition. Then title we will call postcard album. And I always talk to myself while I'm putting these in. And I'm gonna put with White Sox and Halloween, just so I know which one it is. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put some trust in y'all. We'll start it at $5, just like I've done all the other stacks, and we'll see where it goes. Um, and I'm gonna run this one for a minute so we can kind of go back through it again. Shipping profile is going to be 1 to 2 pounds. Save. And we're going to add it. We're going to pin it. All right, who's ready? Yeah, let me just go ahead and show it before we get started. Yeah, for anybody just coming in, there's been a lot of cool postcards in this album. There was a Chicago White Sox one, and then also a Halloween postcard, along with some Native American, some African American ones. Here's the Halloween. So I'll tell you what, I think I can take this one out too. I just don't want to mess anything up here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it does have, I'm sure this is from being in there. It's got a bent corner here, a little bit of a bent corner here, and then the back, it is unused. It's embossed, and it was printed in Germany. So tell you what, I'm gonna set this one aside, and whoever wins it, I'll put it in their stock separately. And then let me just go ahead and show the baseball one too, if I can find it. I turned right to it the last time. Let's see, was it before or after that stuff? I think it was before. Yeah, here we go. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and I'm going to take this one out too. All right, so and then here's the Chicago White Sox one. So you have Comiskey down here, a string of world beaters, Eddie Hahn. Oh, it is, yeah, so cool. I'm glad that one. And this appears to be original as well. Glad I took this off because here's the back. It also has the White Sox home game schedule, and it's got an advertisement for the White Sox dining room at the Boston Oyster House. So we will also set that one aside. So you got those two back there. And all right, who's ready to start this one? Let me go ahead and go back to the beginning, and we'll just I'll try to go through these as quick as possible. Let me see if I think I'll just hold it still. Yes, it is a fire album, Millicent. This is probably the best album I've had. So, and it was just as exciting for me to look at it as y'all because I had not seen this stuff at all. So, all right. So here we go. I'm going to start it. We're going to do $5 starting bid. $5 starting bid. Tell you what, I'm going to run it for a minute. Not sudden death, and it is running. So yes, they will be included. I just took them out just so they don't get any more, damage than they are. So you do get the Halloween and the baseball as well. I'll just put them in plastic things, and remember they does have the critter damage down here in the corner, but it doesn't seem to have affected any of the postcards themselves. Got some military. There's a zoological. There's the one with the trenches. Got a flag. Going through them a little faster this time. There's a B&O Railroad. There's that one. There's George Washington. There's the school battalion, Hampton. Then we had all these loose ones. I'm not going to show them again. There's the Why the Hell Don't You Write? There's a train. And we had all these loose ones. I'm not going to show them again either. Oh, Flip Your Wig. Thank you. And that is your first purchase from me. Thanks, everybody, to all the bids. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just trying to show them. So, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and stick these in protectors. And I'll just put those on top of the album. So, all right. So, there's your Halloween one. And here's the baseball one. Yes, that was fun. I mean, I hope y'all had as much fun looking at it as I did. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. I mean, this African American orphanage with the band is really cool too. And there's your baseball one. So let me close this up. And I'll just apologize when you get it. I mean, this thing, as you can see from the table, it's shedding pretty bad. I never did show the front again either. So nice graphic on the front as well. All right, so let me get your name on the post-it there. Flip your wig. And these should ship out Monday. I don't think I'll get them. I don't think I'll get them out today. We're actually going to see the new Bob Dylan movie tonight, so looking forward to that. Has anybody seen it yet? Ooh. Okay, Yara, cover your ears here real quick. I'm gonna dust bust the table here real quick. Um, I don't think I have any snaps, photos, or albums, at least for today. Make sure you come next week because next week I'm going to try to do this exact same format, but with just like general ephemera. And I do know I have some like Valentine cards, like old Valentine's Day cards and albums and things like that. I really don't know what all I've got for next week either. I know I've got a bunch of pictures. All right, everybody cover your ears. All right. Yeah, ephemera can be a dirty business, that's for sure. So I know like Main Auction and some other people wear gloves for that reason, but um, I mean, my hands aren't too bad actually, considering everything. So, all right. Well, do y'all? Let's see. Do y'all want to do one more album? Let's see. It's not even three yet. Tell you what, I'll go in and do one more album, and then we'll see where we are after that. So let's see what we got. I'll just pick the next one off the stack. It's going to be hard to live up to the last one, to be honest, but we'll see what we got here. So this is going to be album number 2. And let's see what's in this one. So not near as like pretty on the front, but it looks to be in better shape for what that's worth. I never even showed the back of the other one. Let's see what the back of this one looks like. Yeah, so some dirt buildup and stuff, but not too bad. So that's cool. It says Ethel Lockwood. So I guess that's who this belonged to, Ethel Lockwood. All right, let's see what all we have in this. Once again, these do not appear to be glued in. Should have thought to do a clip of that last one. Yes, all this came out of the same farmhouse. So I, it's hard to even describe this farmhouse. So nobody lived in the farmhouse anymore, but it was just jam packed full of antiques. I mean, everything from postcards and other ephemera to just like knickknacks and furniture and artwork and everything else. So I'm going to try to get back with the guy and go back up there again after the first of the year because I do a lot more than just ephemera. I do most of like I do mainly ephemera and whatnot, but like on other platforms, I sell mostly, china, flatware, just any antique knickknacks, collectibles, things like that. Um, as some of you've heard me say before, my wife calls me the China King of Knoxville because I sell so much china. But I don't really do any of that stuff on Whatnot to speak of. Well, I do have it in my marketplace, but I don't do auctions. So yeah, make sure you check out my marketplace listings. I have a ton. I also have a ton of stuff in the buy it now for this show that's all ephemera. So check those out, and I do take offers on things as well. So all right, so here we go. This one is going to be a view on shore walk of Savin Rock, Connecticut. Another one from Savin Rock, Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University. So far we're all Connecticut. Look at the Ferris wheel. That's cool. Let me scoot this up a little bit. So Yale University. So far we're all New Haven. If this is all one thing, this will be the first themed thing I've found in this estate because it's just been really, really random. Yep, Savin Rock. That one's got glitter on it, if you can see it. So it's got glitter around the edges of the lighthouse. Here's the theater and fountain in Savin Rock. Here's Savin Rock Park, Connecticut. That's also Connecticut. I can't see exactly where it's from. Here's the Savin Rock Theater. Here's the entrance to White City in Savin Rock. So they all are Savin Rock or New Haven. If anybody's familiar with that area, I assume those are close together. Here's the old pump on the green. Anybody in here from Connecticut? There's Niagara Falls, so we do jump out a little bit. Yeah, so now we're into Cave of the Winds, Niagara Falls. Oh, that one's cool. So it's a Native American going over Niagara Falls in a canoe, I guess. Then we're into West Virginia. So there is more than just Connecticut, but they do seem to be somewhat grouped by where they are. There's the West Virginia State Normal School. There's a winter scene in West Virginia. Let's see, is that two? Oh, yeah, I think that one's. There we go. The corners were stuck in the next page. Here's Poughkeepsie, New York. Here is Poughkeepsie, New York. That one is Arthur Livingston Publisher. I guess that's who made that's Vassar College. And there's another one of Vassar College. So this one does have like as you can see, something either torn off or stuck on it. I can't tell which. Well, if I can get my fingers to turn the pages. That's the only thing about trying to do this one-handed. There we go. Oh, we get into a humor postcard here. And it looks like it's maybe some kind of advertising for automobiles. It's got the Automobile Trade Journal up here, and it says renowned automobiles. I can't read what it says. Here's Newburgh on the Hudson. There's that one. Here's the state capitol in Albany. Here, now we're into Raleigh, North Carolina. So we've been jumping around. It's like a virtual vacation here. Here's City Hall in Greensboro. This I'm assuming A.G. White is one of my relatives. Maybe Andy. But thanks for coming in. Anybody I missed saying hi to, appreciate you stopping by. Doing our second album, the last album we found was absolute fire. So, um, I mean, this album's really good too, but it's going to be hard to live up to the first one. It's too bad we didn't find that one last. But anyway, uh, yeah, that one's Connecticut. So we're back to Connecticut again. Springfield, Connecticut. Hey, Greets Deeds. Thanks for coming in. We're on our second album of the day now. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Here's After Working Hours on their horse, getting ready to do some partying, I guess. Here's a coal mine. And here's the Bear Ridge Colliery. Here's First Presbyterian Church. There's another view of that same thing. Here's Mop Chunk from the Mountain Road. And then here's is it Mauch Chunk, Pennsylvania, I guess? Here's sunset at the Golden Gate in San Francisco. Wonder if I guess that's before they built the Golden Gate Bridge then. Here's the home of Ralph Waldo Emerson. This one does have some staining along the edges here. And then here's City Hall Square in New Bedford, Massachusetts. It's like there's a lot of pages in this one. Here's Detroit. Oh, that's the company. Some hotel and boardwalk. And Virginia, maybe Virginia Beach. Here's the Meeting House in Salem, Massachusetts. Here's the Witch House in Salem, Massachusetts. And then here's the Custom House in Salem. So I wonder if this was all this person's travels, the person's name we saw in the front. Here's Silver Bay in Lake George, New York. And then Hampton Institute in Hampton, Virginia. And then the moat and main entrance to Fort Monroe. And then here's 1905. This one's dated. It says, "Here's where we are staying. Return to Hartford. Return to Hartford to Mama, maybe? Oh, tomorrow. Return to Hartford tomorrow." That's Main Street in Hillsdale. And then here's Oneida Lake in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Park and Soldiers Monument. And then here's Balance Rock in Pittsfield. The Hahn and Company's building in Newark, New Jersey. And then Monumental Church in Richmond, Virginia. 1903 is when that one is from. And whatever that is. Something in Richmond. And then here's Broad Street in Newark. Here's the high school in Newport News, Virginia. And then I'm not sure what this is. The stamps over the top of it. Hotel Chamberlain in Old Point Comfort, Virginia. And then Monticello Hotel in Norfolk, Virginia. So most of these all appear to be like early 1900s. Here's Souvenir of something, Trenton, New Jersey, I believe. And then there's Ellis Island again. We saw a postcard from Ellis Island in the last one, I believe. And then here's Public Library in Trenton, New Jersey. State Normal and Model Schools, Trenton, New Jersey. Ocean View Suburb, Norfolk, Virginia. And here's the view of the U.S. Navy Yard in Norfolk, Virginia. Here's view from something in Massachusetts with the flag graphic up in the corner there. This is a battleground in Massachusetts. There's the Liberty Bell. And then there's Administration Building, International Correspondence Schools. Woolworth Building. So this has mostly been topographical postcards. There's been a few other like humor postcards mixed in. There's the YMCA building in Scranton, and here's an empty page. Wonder if these are. I'm gonna take one of these out just to see. Yeah, these are foreign. It looks like they're all like have that painting look. They look kind of like tucks, but I don't think they are. They are. Let's see who made these. No, here's the maker. So, welcome in to anybody just coming in. I haven't been doing a good job looking at the chat while I've been going through this album, but we're going through this second album here, and we'll start it here in just a second. We'll also start it at $5 and then just kind of see where it goes. These are all like oil painting looking postcards. Yeah, these are all foreign. I wonder if she also traveled overseas or if she just collected these from somewhere. Looks like we're getting pretty close to the end, and then we'll get this started. I'm just going to show these until we change subjects here. I won't say anything else about them. Naples. There's a lighthouse. So now we're back to the U.S. This is Cape Henry, Virginia. And then here's the Causeway at Lake Scranton and Pavilion in Lake Scranton, Pennsylvania, the office. And then here's the Erie Depot in New York, 1905. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we can safely say everything in here is like in that 1903 to 1910 range. Most everything we've seen with the date's been 1905, somewhere in that range. This one's 1902, I think. Some sailboats. Here's John Brown's birthplace. Here's Torrington, Connecticut, I believe. There's another Torrington, Connecticut. Just a couple more pages. There's the Tobacco Warehouse in Danville, Virginia. And then there's the City Building in Urbana, I think, maybe Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio here. Springfield, Ohio here. And then the courthouse in Cincinnati. Here's the suspension bridge. It said, this is the state where they make the famous, what's that say? Finmater? That one reads about. Does anybody know what that says? It's famous, whatever it is. So anyway. And then we have Twin Lakes, Connecticut. Another Twin Lakes, Connecticut. And just, these are the last couple of pages here. Here's Main Street in Connecticut. Another Connecticut. One of the streets in Southwest. That's what that says. And there's a church, the Congregational Church in Connecticut. And then finally, looking north from Ferncliff, Massachusetts. And then this is in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. So let me go ahead and get back to the beginning and get this one added. And that was the person. So we were looking at Ethel Lockwood rather's postcard album. So let me weigh this one and get it added. Appreciate everybody sticking with me all afternoon. We've been going at it almost exactly 2 hours now. So this one's going to be 2 to 3 pounds, so a little heavier than the other one. We'll call this one. This one's got more volume, and the other one probably had I guess, a little better subject matter. But anyway, so let me get this one open, and let me go in and add it real quick. So we will add. I'm just going to call this one Fair as well, just because that appears to be the album itself. And we will call this one Ethel Lockwood's album. Yeah, it does make, anytime I look through this, so I'm curious, did Ethel travel to all these places, or did she just collect these postcards? Did people send them to her? That might be the more likely thing. So Ethel Lockwood postcard album. But the fun thing with Ephemeris, if you don't know what the story is, you can make up your own exciting story to go with it, right? So we'll start this one at $5 as well. Let's tell you what, I'm just going to do 30 seconds on this one, and we'll get 30 seconds plus any extra time. This one was 2 to 3 pounds. And add listing. All right. This one is getting ready to run right now. Oh, so hold on. I got to put in. So I was going to change that one to 30 seconds. Okay, now it's running. So there are a ton of postcards in this album. And, most appear to be in pretty decent condition. A lot of Connecticut. A lot of, I guess, some Niagara Falls. West Virginia. But yeah, a lot of buildings. That was one of the few humor ones we had there. Greensboro, North Carolina, Connecticut. Then you did have, that one's kind of a humor postcard, I guess. Mauchunk, Pennsylvania, quite a few from there. We got bookends in right now. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Lake George, New York. All right. Congratulations, bookends. That will go with your stack. Let me make you I actually already had 2 stickies made for you, so. Because I guess you won an album last week as well. Tell you what, I guess we'll do one more album, because then that'll leave me. I'm gonna do another one of these shows in 2 weeks, I guess, and that'll still leave me 2 for that one. And I've got one really, really big one that I'm gonna save for the next show just because of the time. But let me pick out one of these other ones. Hold on, I'm gonna dust bust again. Everybody, hold your ears. Try not to suck up my pennies there. All right, so we'll do one more album. Then I can do. And we still have a million other postcards to go through back here, so we can go through those as well. So let me. Yeah, this is probably the. Let me. It'll be one of these two. Tell you what. Let me do. I'm trying to do the one that's probably gonna take the least amount of time to go through. Tell you what. We'll do this one. All right. So, album number 3. This one has flowers on the front. As you can see, it does have some wear. Here's the back. Some kind of dirt or something there. And there's the spine, if you can see that. All right, let me set this down. All right, so, overall, the album seems to be in decent enough shape. So let's see what all we have in here. Hey, Tackle Finder. Hey, DJ NSJ. Oh, hey, the angel and the idiot. The idiot is in the room. And that's said in the most loving way possible, right? Appreciate you coming in. A longtime friend of mine, longtime whatnot friend. We've never met in person. Just seeing who else is in the room here. So, real quick before we run through this, just since I haven't introduced myself in a little bit and we've got lots of new people in here, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Tell you what, let me just go ahead and turn the camera around so you can see me. Hey, everyone, here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing postcards today. Next Friday, I'm going to be doing, I think, this same type format that we did today, but just with general ephemera. I have so much ephemera that I need to like purge out that I've picked up in 2024. So I think my show title's The Great Purge of 2024 because I was originally planning on doing it today, but decided to do this instead. So I'll probably need to change it to The Great Purge of 2025. But in any case, next Friday, 1 o'clock. And then also, if you're ever coming through Knoxville, I have three antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So stop in and see me. You can go visit. Let me just, if you go to my website, franklinhillventures.com, that has links to all my social media and different places I sell and all that. So anyway, that's me. So let's get back to the postcards. That's what everybody's here to see. So let's see what else in this album. We have Killington Park and Hotel Rutland, Vermont. Then the Adirondack Mountains and Paradox Lake. And then Marble Valley in Vermont as well. Oops. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not taking the postcards out of the album, so I don't know if they're posted, unposted. I saw some stuff. I think these are probably all posted, but I don't know that for sure. So here's Woodmont, Connecticut. They're in here different ways, so I got to keep moving the phone. Here's Bridgeport, Connecticut. Real photo of Main Street in Kent, Connecticut, looks like. Then we have Woodmont, Connecticut again. Goodness, they put every postcard in at a different angle. Entrance to Black Rock Harbor, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And then just a bunch of trees here. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. An old colonial driveway or Watch Hill Road in Westerly, Rhode Island. Well, some of these pages are a little brittle. Let's see if I can skip one. Yeah, here we go. Here's a real photo of a cemetery. That is the Greek Hill Cemetery in Vermont. Then here's the Congregational Church in Vermont. It's from the Savory series. Main Street, South Wallerford, Connecticut. Oops, sorry. And then a real photo of a building. I can't read what it is from here. There you go. So another real photo here. And then here's the library somewhere. The print they used on these, it's hard to see. So, all right, here is State Street by night in Chicago. So we've jumped from Vermont to Chicago, it looks like. Here is the Masonic Temple in Chicago. And then here's the Lincoln Monument in Chicago. Here's Greetings from Chicago. And here's Lincoln Park in Chicago. 1907 is when the message, a pretty spot in Lincoln Park near hospital something. So, and there's another Chicago. Oh, I like this one. I'm not sure what it is. It's once again, it's like white writing on this background, but you got the people walking along the lake here, it looks like maybe. Or is that a beach? Oh, beach. Something beach hotel. And then there's the entrance to South Park, Chicago, Michigan Avenue, Chicago. Sorry for all the movement on this one. It's like every page is like different orientations, so I'm having to do a lot of spinning of the phone. Lakeshore Drive in Chicago, Marshall and Field Company's retail store. I guess I don't need to say Chicago every time until we leave the city. So there's the Auditorium Hotel. There's been a lot of like real photo type ones in this one. The Yacht Club. Oh, we're in New York now, so we've moved from Chicago to New York. There's another hotel, the National Hotel. And then here's the drawbridge over the Chalmont River. Here's Presbyterian Church. My dad was a Presbyterian minister, so there's another Chalmont River. Yeah, and almost all of these have messages, or most of them have had messages written on the front. So this one's for Mother and Father, Mount Vernon, Virginia. There's that one. There's the White House. I do recognize that. Welcome in anybody who's come in. We're looking at an album right now. This will probably be the last album we'll do today. This is the third one. And then in a couple of weeks, I'll do another postcard show, and we'll do the remainder of the albums that I have. This one, Norwich, I think. Here's New York, 1906, I believe, or 1905 one. There's American Falls from Canada, so Niagara Falls. Here's the first year of sand art. Oh, sand models on the beach in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Sorry about the glare. There's Albany, New York. And here's Glens Falls, New York. I actually used to go to Glens Falls for work. We had a contract with the hospital there. It was beautiful up there, up in the mountains. Here's Amsterdam, New York. And these look foreign. So now we've jumped into some foreign postcards. Here's a cable car or a train going up the side of a mountain. This looks like a cave of some sort. Yeah, tunnel and station. And then we're to Glacier National Park. So back in the USA, we've traveled all over the world today, that's for sure. Here's Alberta, the Great Divide. There's Whirlpool Rapids. I think I've driven by that before. Whatever that might be. Here's something in Alberta. So we're into some Canadian postcards. April. Washington Street in Salem, Massachusetts. There are a lot of postcards in this one, so it's going to take us a minute to get through it. Canadian Rockies. I think that's what that says. Some bridge. This one has some creases in it. Here's a birthday. Let's see. Greetings from Bridgeport. So I guess that's Bridgeport, Connecticut, maybe. And then here's Dear. I guess you would write their name. It says the evenings here are very jolly. Shall stay at this place. Don't worry, yours. And then I guess you were supposed to fill it out. And then there's City Hall Square in Brooklyn, New York. I'm not even sure if we're halfway through this album yet. Here's Westfield, Massachusetts. So these are all Westfield, or those two are anyway. That one's New York, I believe. Great River Bridge in Massachusetts. The City Hospital. Sorry about the glare again. That one looks like it's got some creases in it there. I like the flag cancellation there. Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. That's where a lot of my family is from Atlanta on my mom's side of the family. Here's the State Normal School. Yes, it is April. We've seen actually quite a few of them today, both in the albums and in the ones that I've just been running through. Here's Brooklyn, New York. That one's Massachusetts. Here's some real photos, real photo postcards. I'm not going to try to read. I think it says Vermont somewhere. Here's the village school in Vermont. Let me turn off this light and see if that helps. Here's Reedsboro, Vermont. Here's a train, the State Dam, Moosac Tunnel, Massachusetts. And then the dam in Vermont. East Main Street in Reedsboro, Vermont. More Vermont. More Vermont. There has been a lot of real photo, at least real photo type postcards in this album. There's a chair factory. And there's a railroad station, I guess. That's what that looks like. It's the Reedsboro, probably railroad station stop. There's the Bishop's Walk. There's a cottage house. There's another boat in Reedsboro. I'm sure my commentary's been riveting, but been talking a long time today. So we've got either this person spent a lot of time in Reedsboro or they knew somebody in Reedsboro, because they have quite a few cards from there. So if anybody lives there, this is what it used to look like. Newton Dam in Reedsboro, Vermont. Let's see, you can see, still got quite a few pages, but I think we're more than halfway through now. That's the small deer house at the New York Zoo. There's a post office. There's a rock. I can't see. I guess it's covered up by the little tab. There's Mount McClellan, Colorado. And here's West Baden, Indiana, Carlsbad of America. And here's an entrance to Fairmount Park in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Welcome in, everyone. All right, I'm getting into some, these look like a series of photographic postcards. Like we got number 4, number 1, number 2, and number 6, it looks like. So, and these are all in Bellows Falls, Vermont, different buildings, church. I guess all these are churches in that city. And then here's the interior of the old church in Rockingham, Virginia, I believe it is. And there's another Rockingham, Virginia. Yeah, you can see a stamp peeking through right there. All right, more Vermont, home of the United States cream separator. I guess they made cream separators there. U.S. separator. That's cool. And then here's greetings from Syracuse. And it's got all ladies, I think, in the letters. I can't tell. There's either a rip or something stuck to the postcard there. And then here's a Tucker Toll Bridge. Yeah, this one's, I wonder if these were stuck together at some point, because, yeah, the little things match up, but there's nothing sticky on there now. So anyway, this one has the mirror image damage of that one. And then we have the new Rockingham Free Public Library. Real photo of Long Bridge, I think it says. There's some battle monument in Burlington. I guess some of these I'm just letting them speak for themselves. So, uh, more Vermont stuff there. There's the old state house. And then there's Waterbury, Vermont. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast with the camera. I'm trying to not like get anybody seasick here. Here's the cottage house, and you have a bunch of people out on the porch, and then you have a like a horse, I guess. Yeah, a horse and a buggy over here. I wonder what that says. Hold on, let me see if I can see what kind of, if it's a business. Royal. I can almost see it. Oh, E. Duval, maybe. I don't know. See if you can. I don't know if you can see it through here or not. But anyway, it's a horse and a carriage of some sort, or a horse and a buggy. More real photos in this album. Here's Providence, Rhode Island, a hospital in Providence. And then here's another Vermont. Oh, that looks like that same maybe picture, but they've cropped it. Well, it's the same house anyway. I don't know if it's the same people. So the cottage house maybe. And Connecticut here. I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of building of some sort. Bridge across Connecticut and Vermont. The Connecticut River, maybe. Here's like a Main Street. Oh, I was going to say a Main Street scene. It's exactly Main Street. That looks like kind of like downtown Clinton, where I have one of my antique malls. And you got that, and just about finished. Turner's Falls, Massachusetts, Wilmington, Vermont, Churchill, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania from Oakland. There's the Liberty Bell. The Ferguson Library. The Observation Tower in Rhode Island. There's the Fountain Park entrance. Their clothing. Another Vermont. Real photo of something. Let's see. With best Christmas wishes. Oh, so it's a Christmas. I don't know what this is. But anyway, it's a Christmas card. And then this is also a Christmas card. If you can see that, it says a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I guess those are cattails, maybe it looks like. You got this church here. So lots of buildings and churches and real photo postcards. I can't read what this one is, but it's a lake of some sort. West of Wilmington, Vermont. These are the last couple of pages here. Child's Tavern, Washington, Vermont. Wilmington, Vermont. Vermont. Lincoln Park, Chicago. So we jump to the Midwest there. And here, we'll actually have a Florida postcard in here. St. Augustine, Florida. That one also looks like Florida. And then St. Augustine, Florida. And then back to Vermont. Hey, another Canadian postcard there for you, April. Couple. There's Montreal. And there's Brantford, Canada. And then here's Providence, Rhode Island. More Providence, Rhode Island. That one's got some good, I like that one. The color on it's cool. That's waterfront in Providence, Rhode Island. And then this is the boundary stone between the U.S. and Canada, I believe is what it says. Then Lake Champlain, New York. And New York again here. I think that might be it. Nope, looks like one more page. Yep, last page. And this is New London, Connecticut. Wow, look at all the people on the beach. Their bathing suits. And then I'm going to show you this one upside down. And then here's the last one. Whew. Okay, well, we made it through that one. All right, so let me get this one added, and then we'll start it. We'll do another $5 start on that one. Let's see, I'm going to guess this one's 2 to 3 as well. Actually, that one's going to be 3 to 4. It weighs 3 pounds. So 3 pounds of postcards. Well, not quite 3 pounds of postcards, but the album and everything. So let me go ahead and add. Let's see. I will call this one Postcard Album with Flower Cover. And I'll say that's blue. Blue. All right, so $5 start. It's going to be 3 to 4 pounds, which, like I said, doesn't really matter to y'all because most you're paying $8.77 in shipping anyway. And then add. Pen. All right, y'all ready to go again? Here we go. Let me go ahead and get this one started, and then I'll just go through the pages while it's running. Hey, welcome in the Pistol, Tomcat Antiques. Hey, what's up? Toys and Stuff Collect. I have not seen you in a while. My friend Paul. I've been doing really well. So looking forward to seeing what 2025 holds. Oh, wow. That's I have a lot of family in South Carolina. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this one started. $5, 30 seconds. A lot of Vermont postcards, but some other stuff mixed in. A lot of real photos. And all right, that's running. You'll be able to see what you can see. So we've these edges are so hard to turn on some of the pages. There we go. A lot of real photos here. Vermont. Had a few Canada ones thrown in there for April. A couple other foreign ones that I don't know where they were from. There's our Canada ones on that page. Thank you, Tackle Finder. Everybody else who's bid. The Village School, Vermont. Yeah, so anybody's from Vermont, this has a little bit of a. I think it's probably got every landmark in Vermont there is to see. And got bookends in. Flip your wig. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Flip your wig. That will go with your other album you won. So, tell you what, let's. I'm gonna get me a drink of water, and then let's just go back to some postcard stacks for a minute, and then we'll do that until maybe 4 o'clock, and then I'll probably call it a day. So, let me put this with your other ones. I love that baseball when you got Flip Your Wig. That's probably one of my favorite postcards that I've ever come across. And I'm not like a big postcard collector or postcard person. I just come across them, as part of my searching for ephemera. So All right. Thanks everyone for the bids on that. And let me get my table set back up. Okay, cover your ears. I'm gonna use the dustbuster one more time. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So we'll go back to doing our stacks. Let me just show you. So the way we were doing it before we started showing the albums, let me just show you real quick what I got behind me. So we're going to have another one of these shows probably in 2 weeks, but whoops, I guess I was right the first time. I mean, I hadn't even made a dent in these postcards back here. And they're mostly same time period as the albums. I mean, we found some newer ones. Still have 2 albums left, but we'll do those the next time. So stick around and we'll see what's in these boxes. These came out of a farmhouse in East Tennessee. So the way we're doing this is there's 3 stacks of five up top, and if you win the main stack down here, you can pick one of those stacks to add. So this one I think was mostly Florida, maybe. A few chromes, which were like 50s, and I think they were mainly 50s when we looked at the dates on the back. So that's 1 stack. And then at the very end, so right at 4 o'clock, anything that didn't get picked up here, because I only let these run for 3 rounds, we'll auction off starting at $1. So there's the Great Northern Hotel, Memorial Hall, and the ones in the boxes, best I can tell, I mean, they've been in really no particular order. They're just kind of all over the place. Whoever collected these, they just appears they just threw them in these boxes without any, without really trying to put them into groups or anything. So we need to fill one more stack up top. So here we have the bird's eye view of Lynn and something in Massachusetts. Let me turn my light back on now. And there'll be roughly 5 cards in these stacks. If there's some that are in really bad condition, I'll usually throw a couple extra in. So there's 2. Here's Ridgewood Avenue and Ridgewood Hotel in Daytona, Florida. Look at the bicycle. That's cool. It's like a bicycle and then whatever they have. And that one's 1905. There's 3. Here's U.S. Hatchery, Grand Lake Stream, Washington County, Maine. And then here's a hippopotamus from the New York Zoological Park. Let me just go ahead and throw one more up there. There's the U.S. Post Office building in Providence, Rhode Island. All right, so then what I do is I'm going to put 10 on the table here. Where'd my water go? Put 10 on the table here, then I'll start a 45-second auction, and then we'll just run it as long as there's bids, and I'll keep throwing postcards down. Hope y'all have enjoyed looking through this as much as I have, because I really had no idea what all I had. So we've seen some really cool stuff. All right, here's the first hill in Seattle, Washington, showing the cathedral. Got a 1-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp on there. Here's views at Ennis Arden in Sound Beach, Connecticut. It's got a little bit different 1-cent stamp. That one's 1908. And the Elks Home in New London, Connecticut. Here's the oldest house in Chester, Connecticut, built in 1649, 1907. Here's the Federal Hill School in Bristol, Connecticut. So we seem to be in a Connecticut run. Here's the Highland Park Presbyterian Church in Detroit, Michigan. The Parkview Hotel in Belchertown, Massachusetts. Here's the Griswold in Eastern Point, New London, Connecticut. The boat down here is pretty cool. 1907. Here's the William Cullen Bryant House in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. Oh, you're welcome, April. I've had fun doing this. Here's the Hotel Somerset in Boston, Massachusetts. Got the full moon in the background. That one's 1910. I don't even know what I'm up to. I'll just throw 4 or 5 more in here, then we'll start. Iverton, Connecticut. One does have some like little creases and tears on the front. Somebody's taken the stamp off. 1912. Here's a lighthouse, the Portland Headlight in Portland, Maine. 1914. And then let's see, this one is City Hall in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And then I'll do 2 more and then we'll start it. View on Falls River in Iverton, Connecticut. 1909. And then finally, here's date palms in Florida. They wrote their message all on the edge here. And it says these are marked as date palms. So, all right, so you'll get these 10 plus whatever I can throw out there, plus your choice of one of the stacks up there. Tell you what, let me grab a few more so I don't run out. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this one on the stack because it's got a pretty bad crease in it there. So just throw that one in. All right, let me see. Let me go to shop. Let me pin that. Start auction. We're going to do 45 seconds. All right, here we go. This is the Duck Pond in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Here's Mona Lake. Whoops, I didn't start it. Sorry about that. Now it started. Mona Lake Pleasure Resort in Muskegon, Michigan. 1907. Try to go kind of fast to give y'all as many as possible. Presbyterian Church. Here's one from Springfield, Massachusetts. Some flamingos and other birds. That one does have some staining there. Not sure what that one is. We got bookends in at $5. There's Short Beach, Connecticut, 1903. That one is something in Yonkers, New Jersey. Then there's New York Harbor by Moonlight. There's interior of the Belle Isle Aquarium in Detroit, Michigan. Here's Daytona Beach, Florida. That one's cool here. Washington, D.C. The new White House sideboard. This one's creased. It's the post office in Waterbury. Here's a remembrance postcard. Here's the falls in Milford, Connecticut. I'll try to speed up here. So, here's a ship. Unfortunately, this one has some damage, but it's a cool ship. Here's the Hotel Normandy. That one's also got some edge along the wear. I mean, I literally don't know how long these things sat in that farmhouse. So that one was the last one, Sumner Avenue Spring in Springfield, Massachusetts. And then I'll go ahead and throw in this one too, because that would have been the next one. Runnels Bridge in Neshowa, New Hampshire. And that one was Flip Your Wig. Thank you so much. That will go with your 2 albums that you've won. And then did you want stack 1, 2, or 3? Number 3. All right, so let's pull those. Let's see what time it is. 3:37. Tell you what, I'm gonna do it. Forgot to do another giveaway. Oh, I think these were the ones that I had to put down here. Let me just pull the first so many off the top, and we'll do another giveaway. Here's Singer Building, New York. Here's Longfellow Square in Portland, Maine. Here's the Minnesota State Capitol. Here's the North Congregational Church in New Bedford, Massachusetts. There's McGinery Company in Rochester, New York. Here's the Bulkeley High School for boys in New London, Connecticut. Let's put a few more here. Something Walnut Park in Syracuse. Oswego Canal. Brunswick Hotel, Detroit. And then finally, somebody's pond. Actually, I'll do this one too. All right, so that'll be the giveaway. So let me go ahead and get that one started. Here, we'll just throw a few more on there so there's a surprise. All right, so that's running. So make sure you get on the giveaway. And let's go ahead and get the next 5. So this one, it looks like an oil painting. It is from the Salmon series. It is, yeah, it's just salmon postcards. So it's actually some duplicates of that one. So here's the Lincoln Cathedral. Makes 2. Here's the Great Northern Hotel, Central Station, Leeds. Here's the Dorchester Hotel, London. Here is the Catanzaro, 3 monkeys neither see, hear, nor speak any evil, Nico. So that one's got a cool stamp on it. I don't know what year it's from, but it is a foreign postcard. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a couple more. There's Windsor Hotel in Jacksonville, Florida. And then here is wild scenery in a river in Florida. Put that in stack 3. All right, I need to grab some more postcards. All right, here we go. So here is the Herald Times Square building in the distance in New York. New York probably looks a lot different than that now, 1907. Here is 23rd Street Shopping District in New York. Here's the Union Depot in Springfield, Massachusetts. This is something in San Francisco, California. It's a hotel. The Hotel St. Francis. Here's Bungalow on Short Beach. Undivided back. Cool 1-cent stamp. This one's, I'm just going to throw it in. It's got a lot of damage to it. Here's Main Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. Also has a little damage on the bottom. Here's New Haven, Connecticut Lighthouse in New Haven Harbor. Here's a bathing scene from Bayonne, New Jersey. Look at all the people in their bathing suits. And we won't count this one either. It's got some creasing, but that's Lincoln Park in Portland, Maine. And then finally, the South Church, corner Main and Arch in New Britain, Connecticut. And then I'll throw this one in the first quote 10 too. That's the reptile house at the New York Zoological Park. Appreciate everybody sticking with me. We'll go about 20 more minutes and I'll probably call it a day for now and then be back next Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So next week's show will be interesting because it's going to be all just different ephemera. So I had to figure out how to lay the table out where since things are not going to be all one consistent size. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You got a minute, just about a minute left on the giveaway. All right, we're going to go ahead and run this one. And it's running and see how many else we can get in there. There's a lighthouse in Rhode Island. There's St. John's Church in Waterbury, Connecticut. This one's got glitter on it. That's the U.S. Post Office in Boston, Massachusetts. This one's got quite a bit of damage, but I think it was the Old North Church. Here's the American Thread Company mill from the west side. Here's the Illinois Trust and Savings Bank in Chicago. Here is the Montgomery Ward and Company building in Chicago, undivided back. Here's New York City Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Here's an Adirondack Mountain stagecoach. And last one, Stockholm, Sweden there. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and throw this one in too. It's the Tarrytown Hospital in Tarrytown, New York. And thank you, Joe. Do you want stack 1, 2, or 3 for your extra one there? And then Holly Days Zone won the giveaway. Let me go and write that down. Congratulations, Holly, on the giveaway. And then Joe wanted number 3. So this is all right. Got you on there, Holly. We'll stick those there. And let's see. Let me go ahead and write a sticky for Joe here. That's his first win from me. Thank you so much, Joe. Joe X NGH. And he wanted stack. Oh, sorry about that. Stack 3. Let me stick these up here. All right. So let's remove those. Let me do another stack of 5 up top. So this is going to be the River Room in Mount Vernon, Virginia. Then we have an aerial view of the Veterans Administration Facility in Newington, Connecticut. Then we have a waterfront in Bath, Maine. Then we have Daytona, Florida, Old Spanish Canal. Then here's the Chattanooga and Tennessee River from Lookout Mountain. This one does have some, well, it's got some creasing right here. And then here's the Hotel Ansley in Atlanta, Georgia. Let me throw a couple more. Here's the Swinging Along the Bridge in Rock City Gardens. And then here's Rock City Gardens, Lookout Mountain, C7 States. We'll put that one there. All right, I need to grab another stack back here. All right, so here's our first 10. We have East Street looking north from Courthouse in San Bernardino, California. And that's Dayton, Ohio. Then here's Yesler Way in Seattle. Look at all the trolley cars and old cars. That's cool. Here's Siamese Twin Pines in Burville, Connecticut. Looks like they're connected. Here's Boat Landing in Lincoln Park, Worcester, Massachusetts. And divided back. Here's the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Here's A Day in Autumn. We won't count that one. It's got some creasing there in the corner. Here's Atlantic Street in Stamford, Connecticut. Here's a scene in Smith Park in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. Here's Benjamin Franklin's grave in Philadelphia. Here's road near golf grounds in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. There is Main Street looking north in Danbury, Connecticut. There is Seneca Park showing the Trout Lake in Rochester, New York. Rochester. One of my podcast companions was from Rochester. I'm not sure what that is, but it's undivided back. So let's see. I'll do a few more and then we'll get it started. Here's the 40 Steps in Newport, Rhode Island. I just seen a $1,000 doll boat race. Not sure. And then one more. The Song of the Waves, Shetland Islands. All right, so let me go ahead and get this started, and then we'll keep throwing them down until as long as you are bidding. Welcome in, everyone. And that is running. So here we have an Easter postcard. Then we have Interior Fort Hill in Massachusetts. Then we have the Raleigh in Washington, D.C. Try to go through these fast so y'all can get as many as possible in the stack. Here's State Armory in New Britain, Connecticut. Here's Railway. Looks like a roller coaster of some sort. This one's got glitter on it, and it's Madison Square Garden. Wow. I guess that's what Madison Square Garden looked like back in the day. There's Waterbury, Connecticut. Here's the Majestic Building and Soldiers Monument in Detroit. Here's West Hurley, New York. Here is something. I'm not sure. Here's the Albany Steelworks. Us and our Rambler. They drew a picture of them in their Rambler on there. And then there's Copper Square, New York. And then there's Dance Hall at Toledo Beach in Toledo, Ohio. There's Pavilion at Virginia Beach. There's Campground in Maine. Try to get some more in there for you. Steamers Rock, Black Island in Rhode Island. There's Memorial Bridge in Milford. There's Court Square and Main Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. There's Taking Off the Crop Sugar Estate in Jamaica. Come on. Oh, that one's cool. Greetings from Wilcox, Nebraska. All embossed. And then there's something Davis Hill, wherever that might be. And then there's Brooklyn, New York. Colorado. All right, flip your wig. We'll go ahead and do this one as well. Silver Cascade Falls, Colorado. And then 1, 2, or 3. Flip. Three, please. All right. So these need to both go in the dollar stack. All right, flip your wig. Let me stick this with your stuff down here. And all this stuff will ship out on Monday, most likely. I doubt if I'll get it packed up tonight. We're going to the new Bob Dylan movie tonight, so that should be fun. Going with 3 of my kids and then my future son-in-law. All right, let me grab some more out of the thing over here. All right, we got all 3 to fill up there, so I'll try to do this fast. There's White City, Saving Rock, Connecticut. There's Serling Castle or something. That's a tux there. Then Connecticut. Here's the new Brooklyn Williamsburg Bridge in New York. There's something in Put-in Bay, Ohio. And then here's a glimpse of the harbor from Hollyhock Lane in Massachusetts. And then we'll do one more. All right, so there's going to be one. Then we got Russell Street, New Britain, Connecticut. Main Street in Elmira, New York. Souvenir from Bridgeport, Connecticut with the lobsters on it, 1907. It does have a little bit of tear maybe there. More like, I guess, just wear. My dear Minerva. How many people are still named Minerva? You don't see that too often anymore. Of course, my first name's Harvey, and you don't see that much anymore either. So, Springfield, Massachusetts. White City, Saving Rock. We've seen a lot of Saving Rock, Connecticut postcards today. And then here's Cleveland, Ohio. Here's an evening audience somewhere. Willow Grove Park, wherever that might be. Here's Garden Pier by Moonlight in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Here's New Haven, Connecticut, Lighthouse Point. 2, View at the Trolley Station. That one's got a rip in the corner there. Here's P.T. Barnum's Monument in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Merry Christmas and Bright New Year. Here's the Old Toll Bridge in Springfield, Massachusetts. And let me do one more. Here is the, well, I'm going to do 2 more because this Here's a Brooklyn Bridge. It's got a pretty bad crease in the corner. So, and then finally, here's the part of an elk herd in the New York Zoological Park. All right, let's get our 10 down. Here's the Boston Road entrance at the New York Zoological Park. Here's a picturesque spot, Little St. Mary's Lake in Montana, 1907. Look, it reminds me of a river runs through it, that movie. Here's Main Street, Sconset westward. There's some boats on the beach. Here's Tall Buildings of Lower New York. That one does have some pretty bad wear around the edges. Then there is American Falls from below Niagara Falls. That one's got something stuck up there. Here's the Methodist Episcopal Church in Carthage, New York. I like these kind of cancellations. There's the state capitol in Albany, New York. Christmas bells are swinging and Christmas music ringing. Christmas postcard. Here's Lake Champlain, New York. Here's the East Side Varied Industries Building. Oh, yeah, that's from one of the World's Fair. This was an advertisement for Mogul Egyptian cigarettes. We saw some of these last week. I guess they put out a series from the World's Fair, whatever year that one particular one was. Wish this was a Titanic, but it is a White Star Line. White Star Line, this SS Cedric and Celtic. Passenger service still New York. So this would have been early 1900s. So before the Titanic, I guess. All right, let me put one more up here and then we'll go ahead and start it. Here's the Largo birthplace of Alexander Selkirk. So some pretty good cards in this, it looks like. So we'll see. Let me go ahead and get this one started. All right, it's running. So we have the Congregational Church in Massachusetts. This one's got a lot of wear, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Just put it in there. View from East Rock, New Haven, Connecticut. Here's a Main Street type scene. Here's something in Maine. And while I just show these next couple, just an FYI, when I package these, I don't separate them by lot or anything because they're all just stacks of postcards. So they'll just all be, in a box with whatever you want. There's some kind of beach scene in Connecticut. There's another beach scene in Massachusetts. And there's Oyster Bay. There's Ice Mountain at Niagara Falls. There's a Toronto, Canada. There you go, April. Another Canada. Here's a casino in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Here is Central Square in Lynn, Massachusetts. Here's LaSalle, Illinois. There's Washington headquarters in Newport, New York. Silver Lake, Vermont. There's State Capitol in Boston, Massachusetts. There's a cool railroad. Look at that thing. Looks like it's going down quite an incline there. There's Niagara Falls again. Here's Steel Pier in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Here's a library in Madison, Connecticut. We got Flip Your Wig. Let me go ahead and throw this one in too. Well, I'll throw a couple more. This one won't count, so it's got some bad damage. And then here's, I'll go in. These are from the same city, so I'll do them both. Here's Middle Beach Avenue, Madison, Connecticut, and Webster Point in Madison, Connecticut. Good stack there. 1, 2, or 3. All right. I think I will do one more of these like we've been doing, and then I'll run this stack that didn't get picked, and then I'm going to call it a day. So two more auctions here. Appreciate everybody coming in. Let me get another stack because I'm about out. All right, so we need to fill spot number 3. So here's some kind of tree in Connecticut. Here's another Connecticut. Looks like a library. Here's the Armory in Amsterdam, New York. Here's a view at State House in Boston, Massachusetts. Look at the old car. Here's Amsterdam, New York again. Amsterdam, New York again. And there's Rhode Island. And I'll throw one more up there. 1905, Short Beach. All right, let me get my 10 on the table. Here's the Art Museum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Here's a sailboat, 62506. It's from the Radiographic or something. Here's the Age of Innocence. Here's Schuylkill River, Philadelphia. Here's a church scene. Dear Abby. Got a daughter named Abby. Here's the bird's eye view of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Here's greetings from Long Beach, California. Here's the Hotel Putnam in DeLand, Florida. Here is the Grace Episcopal Church in Connecticut. Not sure where that is. Looks like a real photo postcard of some sort. Here's Amsterdam, New York. Here's Lynn Beach, Massachusetts Bathing Pavilion. Here's the Powerhouse, Amsterdam, New York. Throw a few more here. White City, New Haven, Connecticut. I'm not sure what. Oh, something in New Hampshire, I think it says. All right. Let's go ahead and run next, and we're off and running. Here's a real photo of a bridge with some people looking over into the river. Here's the U.S. Fisheries Building. This is another one of those World's Fair postcards, it looks like. Here's the, we saw another one of these somewhere. This one's in better condition, though. Pittsburgh Fuse Manufacturer Company. And whatever that is. 1908, it says. Atlantic City, the Hotel Dennis. Library at Night, Vassar College. Then we have St. Albans, Vermont, I think it is. There's Banff. Real photo postcard of a Methodist church in Connecticut, I think it is. And then there's that same church, I think, maybe. Here's a New Havens, Connecticut lighthouse. There's Putnam, Connecticut. Washington, D.C., the Library of Congress. This one's got a big crease in it, so. Congregational Church in New Milford, Connecticut. Merry Christmas. There's a windmill. Another Christmas greeting. Here's another one of the Pittsburgh Fuse ones. So I'll throw that one in. And then here's this one I'll throw in. This one's kind of in bad shape, so I'll throw it in along with this next one. Real photo of something. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Number 2. Bookends again. Got a nice stack plus a couple of albums down there. Oh. Nope. Stack. I almost put that in the wrong stack. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take all these. I'm going to take all these and all these. And I'm going to start these at $1. And I'm going to just keep adding to them just like I did, though, with the others. So So let me just go, and I'm just going to run it as next. So even though the weight's probably different. So it'll be all these that came from up here. And then I'll keep throwing them down until there's no more bidding. Let me go ahead and grab another stack. All right, we're going to run next, and here we go. So I got a Christmas card. Got that one. Have this one. You don't know beans until you come to Boston. There's Norwich, Connecticut. There's Savin Rock, Connecticut. There's the Library Rotunda, Library of Congress. This looks like some kind of soldier, maybe. Then Broadway, Walnut Beach, Milford, Connecticut. The Old Curiosity Shop. The band concert in Los Angeles, California. Arizona. New Haven, Connecticut. Some canyon. Church. St. Paul's Chapel in New York. New Hampshire Lighthouse. Down by the old willow tree. Aurora Borealis illumination of the U.S. Capitol. Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts. Something in Philadelphia there. Just trying to go fast here. Cottage City, Massachusetts. New Jersey. Washington, D.C., Scottish Rite Temple, Martha's Vineyard, U.S. Government Printing Office, Old Lighthouse at Charlotte, New York, the Public Library in Detroit, Providence, Rhode Island. Flip your wig, took that one. All right, well, I think that will do it. I will definitely throw some extras in with everybody who bought some stuff, and then we'll do this again in 2 weeks. I hope y'all had fun. Had fun looking through everything, and we'll find somebody to raid here real quick, so stick around. We'll see if we can find somebody else in the ephemera category. Thank you, I will. All right, you're welcome. Let's see, let me go up here to raid. Give me just a second. Stick with me so we can have some people in the show when we raid, but I'm going to go out here and see who's in the ephemera category real quick. Let's see. We will go raid. Come on, my computer's running slow. We'll go raid the Pistol. The Pistol 508. I think I saw him in the show a little earlier, so the Pistol select. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend, and all this stuff will mail out on Monday.